Okay, this is LA Noire Part 7. I'm going to be doing the last Vice cases and then probably the first arson case, I don't know yet. I have to be somewhere at 4:30 p.m. and it's 3:29, so this is going to be pretty close. So I'm probably going to just cut it after the first case is over in Vice, so I can get ready and do all that shit, so yeah. Skipping the war flashback because I'm here. We're strapped for time. Scrapped on what I'm a retard. I've been watching iDubbbz TV and Filthy Frank videos all morning and day, I guess I should say. It's already 3 p.m.
Earl, Phelps, a shooting at the 111 Club.
I remember when they were on top of the world back in 2016 and 2017, 2015. They were, I mean, nobody really knows that Filthy Frank is the one who started the Harlem Shake in the first place. Nobody ever knows that. I don't know why. And yeah, I was around back then when that thing was, when they were on top, I was around. I was one of the first people who saw their newest videos, you know. I'm an OG when it comes to those people.
6232 Hollywood Boulevard.
Sounds like a homicide beef.
Two of the dead guys caught in the crossfire were carrying Army surplus morphine. Get over there before homicide tramples all over the place.
This is the one where they find
Judge in Pasadena.
What's his name? Eddie, all over the bar. Eddie's bar. It's Phelps's old battalion, and they're you start to figure out
yesterday
about the heist.
He had a personal stash of 20 cigarettes. It appears we didn't get all of it.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down to 1 round.
God damn it. Just can't seem to put this morphine to sleep. A dead judge. It's not good. Everyone has their vices. Even you, Phelps.
So he's about to see. Okay, enough dicking around. I gotta hop to here.
I don't go in for letting gangsters off scot-free.
Lord. Hollywood station's real hard to navigate. It's a lot cleaner. There's no, like, splinter-infested wooden floors. Okay, Roy's definitely driving.
You're behind the wheel.
Don't have time. The dialogue is, like, out of place and not as good if the computer drives, the AI partner.
Parker and Green are going toe-to-toe for the top job. There's a change in the wind.
About time.
This wind will be like a tornado, Phelps. Parker's got a puritanical streak. You never know we'll get swept up in a thing like that.
Foreshadowing. It is September, 3:32 p.m. It's probably about 78, 77 degrees outside with a light wind. It's a pretty good day, actually. Yours truly is not going to be enjoying it since he's obligated to play LA Noire since I've started it and I can't just leave it halfway through.
Homicide guys are already inside. 𝘚𝘵𝘴.
Phelps, back again.
Well, why is 𝘚𝘵𝘴 like the only homicide cop in the entire LA? Odds are Phelps will not be seeing 𝘚𝘵𝘴 more than, you know, just in passing.
We're here about the morphine.
Over by the bandstand. You can see what's left of the owner, Eddie McGoldrick, 26, former Marine.
I know Eddie McGoldrick. He was a non-com in my old unit.
Sorry to hear that, Cole. The waitress said he recently came into some money and bought the club.
Who are the other Vics?
Drug money.
2 musicians, Biddleston and Bowe. And get this, they used to be in a 4-piece, but the trombone player and the drummer OD'd.
Don't tell me. Lamont and Tyree? We've met the rest of the band.
Now they're a no-piece.
Do you mind if we take a look around?
Be my guest. You might want a word with the hostess, too. I'll keep her company until you're ready.
So again, I'm just using intuition because time is a factor here. Did it just get rid of the Good lord, every single time you step one step out of frame and it gets rid of all your intuition.
Bad luck, Eddie. Okinawa couldn't kill you, but knowing the wrong people in this city.
There's another Templeton's double-dipped chocolate bar. Did I not get something? Because I feel like there definitely should have been something on them. Fuck, I've got to use my...
They didn't even try to crack the safe.
Good lord, gotta use my intuition again. What the hell? The clues aren't just gonna show up. That's so stupid. Minor flaw. Actually, that's a major flaw. That's a break in the game's mechanics.
You catch all the good ones, fellas.
It's the 111 Club.
When you're ready to have a civil conversation, we can try again.
That's just a beer bottle. I don't think there's a single time in this game where a beer bottle is useful. If you pick it up off the ground. Is that Bill Cosby?
Must have pumped a dozen rounds into him. Certainly sends a
Never the
message.
same, are they?
This is a weird shaped bar. It's a big circle in the middle. How does the guy get in here? Who's supposed to work inside the... and there's no gate.
Well maintained, custom case. Someone cared for this instrument.
Just when I think I've seen it all.
What's that click? Neat trick. The case must have cost more than the trumpet. We should follow up on the musician angle. He kept his stash close at hand.
Just when I think I've seen it all.
There's also a spoon in there for melting. This guy looks like a Marvin Berry. Or not the fake Marvin Berry from Back to the Future, not the real Marvin Berry.
We have a news source, or is this coming from what's left in circulation?
Do you have something in his left hand? Nope. I'm still missing stuff. You gotta be real thorough with these vice and arson cases, because you can There's always obscure pieces of evidence that make or break a case.
Army surplus again. McGoldrick must have been moving contraband through the club.
I don't know how he doesn't make the connection right here that, oh man, some guy from my old unit who traveled home on the, you know, Coolidge, and he's got all this stuff here, surplus. He's definitely the one who did it. I don't know how he doesn't make that connection. You can tell that this is the one they wanted you to pick up because it's a higher quality than all the other cigarette boxes or crates.
Dozen packs to a carton. 100
Carton,
cartons
yeah.
or more. Looks like a couple of months' supply. Any ideas?
Best search the place, Cole. All of the rooms. A joint like this could have some funny stuff lying around.
These look brand new. Never fired. Haven't been degreased yet. We could check on the serial numbers.
Is this guy hunting for bear? Look at these things.
They're BARs. You get the odd guy who sneaks one of them home from the war. How did he get 3 of them? Army surplus morphine, Army
back in the days
surplus
where you could
weapons, Army surplus
home weapons.
valors. Sound familiar?
I mean, most
We should get
servicemen
back to
take
the
home their
station and check the
pistol, you know,
details of what exactly was lifted from that
or
ship.
helmet, you know, something. Is that it? I heard the, okay, that was it.
Ma'am, I'm Detective Phelps, Administrative Vice Squad.
Welcome to the 111 Club, Detective. Feels like I've had half the LAPD in here today already.
She looks pretty old for 26.
Any idea who did the shooting?
No idea. It was my day off. If I had been here, honey, I'd be full of holes just like the others.
What's this all about? Is Eddie behind on the VIG?
Eddie paid cash, sugar. I have no idea what enemies he might have had.
So I know she's lying, I just don't know which one it is.
You don't ask, you never find out.
So that was correct.
You want to level with me, miss, before we start taking an interest in you.
This place has been on the slide for years. Eddie turns up, buys the club, then we start getting visits from tough guys. Next thing you know, we have the St. Valentine's Day massacre. Are you getting the picture?
Tell us about Eddie.
Eddie didn't know a thing about running a nightclub. He came into some money and waltzed in and bought the place. The previous owner thought all his Christmases had come at once.
Where do you think he got the money?
My guess was that he was selling the sort of quality product that you don't need to advertise.
Thank you for your help, man.
Eddie was in over his head, but he was a decent boss.
If it was her day off, why is she even here in the first place? Did I miss something? I don't know. Bye, Bukowski. Alright, we're out of here. Never mind. Bye, woman.
All these cops, it's got to be something big, right?
This 111 Club sign is one of the loading screens you see a whole lot.
You can drive.
Let me through. I just want a quick look is all.
Come on, Roy.
He's the cop who arrested that movie.
You can't go around hitting broads.
It's about time some of those movies.
Uh-oh.
Would you recommend the special, miss?
There might have been a badge. I don't really give a shit about badges at this point. Or film reels or anything.
Take a break, boys.
We would like them to stay, Miss Lickman. We're making inquiries into the recent deaths of 4 musicians.
I don't know why you had to put a 4.
About dead black men.
Good point. We don't. What we care about is 2 tons of Army surplus morphine showing up on the street. If you care about working in this town, you better give me something on Biddleston and Bow. Or their knucklehead buddies, Tyree and Lamont.
And this is your idea of making inquiries, Untersturmführer?
I've told
Speak
you
German at
1,000
me.
times about speaking
Yeah, I was about to
German
say.
gibberish at me, Elsa.
Roy, how about you get a drink while I see to this?
That would piss you off if you were a man in the 40s, just got done fighting the enemy in Germany, or, you know, fighting the they never fought the Nazis, fought the Japanese. But and then you get home to the U.S. and everyone's saying, you know, German words at you. That would piss you off. So Roy's justified there, although Roy never served.
Will you sit down?
So, you know, whatever. Elsa's sneaky. You can never, because you interview her right here as Phelps and then again as Kelso. And she's just real, you can't ever get her to, I never do well on Elsa.
Why
On Lickman.
antagonize him, Elsa? You know what he's capable of.
Ask your questions, head officer. We have work to do.
She just called him Sir Officer. I don't think that's something, whatever.
People are dying of overdoses. If you know anything about it, you need to tell me.
I can't help you.
A lot of cats are into the thing. There's nothing special about your boys.
Hopheads appear to get a free pass at this club. You all know about the morphine.
And how do you expect to prove that?
Okay. So, if this isn't right, then it would have been doubt, and then Cole's like, oh, do you want my partner over here to come rough you up or whatever?
I have a rehearsal to finish.
See?
It's time for you to leave.
My partner mentioned a couple of names. You recognize them?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't believe you. You knew these men.
And how would you like to prove that, detective? You're out of your
Jesus
depth,
Christ.
detective, and you're asking the wrong questions of the wrong people. Boys, take 5 minutes, please. I need to have a private word with the officer. Why do you ask people to risk talking about a subject that could have them jailed?
Drugs are against the law, Elsa.
You're so full of courage, you have never felt ashamed.
This is getting us nowhere.
Do you think you'll win your war against narcotics?
It's not my war. It's against the law. My job is to prosecute the laws of this city.
Do you think you can stop people from needing drugs, detective?
I'm asking the questions here.
Then why do you come to me with your stupid questions? You know who controls
I don't know
the
what
drugs in
Phelps
this city.
sees in Elsa.
It's not
She's
enough
not
to
really
just
likable.
survive, Elsa. You have to try and make the world a better place.
Brave words, very noble. But words are just words, cold facts.
She's right. We need to pay a visit to the mixer.
Cullen? Do you know where to find him?
This time of day, you'll find him holding court at the Macambo.
He can wait. There's something I need to be sure of. Give me till tomorrow morning. Don't do anything I would.
I don't. Phelps is just giving his way. He's just asking to be. You what? It was 5 p.m. when we got to the blue room. Okay, you can wait until morning. What do you mean wait until morning? Phelps is just asking to be found out here. What's he have to be sure of, by the way? I mean, come on. So there's a lot of debate whether, because we've already had many, because I think towards the end of Homicide, Phelps shows up and there's a cutscene of him like at the Blue Room with no one else there, like kind of being weird. And I think that's when the affair started, but a lot of people say it starts right here. So this is Phelps's car. It's very similar to Bukowski's, but Bukowski's is still better. It's weird not having a partner in the car, because this is like the only time in the game where you're alone besides if you play as Jack. LAPD, motherfucker. Phelps is a cop, he can run all the red lights if he wants to. This game has a very similar soundtrack to Medal of Honor Frontline, which is an amazing game, and I really hope they remaster it or something. Well,
Not a care in the world.
Yeah, the storytelling and music especially in Frontline is amazing. And the narration in the background, I mean, it's really something. Graphics are pretty terrible, but, you know.
I risk losing the trail.
Elsa's taller than Phelps is. I don't know about you, but I would never date a woman taller than myself. But since I'm a 6'2" male, 117 pounds, I don't think that's gonna happen. For Elsa being this regarded musician who has posters all over LA, she lives in kind of a crappy place. He's hesitating. You rarely, you don't even see Phelps's kids or wife, barely at all. Did she change clothes that quickly? So Earl officially knows now, and he'll use that. He'll use this information to blackmail Phelps later for his own gain, because obviously that's how you grow. Also, you're in Phelps's car now. $11 a.m. He didn't show up to work until 11 a.m.
LAPD, we're looking for Mayor Cohen. I believe he has lunch here.
There's not going to be any trouble, is there?
Which table?
Number 3, if you'll follow me.
Oh, there might be a film reel here.
Sirs, Mr. Cohen's table is this
J.W.
one.
Robinson is having a sale, don't you know?
I did not hear at all what that woman said. There has to be a...
Season from hell.
So this is where the Courtney Sheldon flashback took place at. This is also where Leland Monroe and
Mr. Cohen's table is this
Fontaine have lunch.
LAPD, we have some questions
Hi,
regarding...
I think there is a film reel in here.
How's it hanging?
Fine. Just fine, Roy. I see you brought 𝘚𝘵𝘴 along. Hope he's not going to put the shakes on me again.
Cole Phelps, Mickey Cohen.
Good afternoon.
He has manners. Aren't you a little green for this kid?
Meet Johnny Stompanato, Cole. He has the biggest schlong in Hollywood and the smallest gun. Or maybe that's the other way around. I can never quite remember.
You're a funny guy, Roy. Haven't I always said what a funny guy Roy is? And how much fun it would be to get together with him sometime.
Poor Johnny. He's the dark, sensitive type. He's a serviceman too, Cole. Johnny was at Okinawa.
You were in the crotch?
6th Marines.
The lieutenant who won the Silver Star up on Sugarloaf. I've heard of you.
Something like that.
All right, have we finished flirting? You got something to discuss, Roy? Or are you gonna stand around beating the meat while my lunch gets cold?
We have some questions.
Do I need my
Okay.
lawyer?
33. He's not 33. I can tell you that right now. 45-year-old man over here. Good lord.
Your brother-in-law, Lenny Finkelstein, was selling stolen morphine. He had 1/3 of the shipment.
Old news, kid. I don't know anything about what Lenny was up to.
Jack Dragna has you on the run. You're muscling the guys who stole the morphine from the ship.
You calling me a liar, kid? You think you can prove that in court? Huh?
I'll bring you coffee.
Not of the information I have now, but he's definitely, you know, because of what we've seen already.
You're off the hook. For now. So I'm supposed to believe that you don't know what happened to the rest of the shipment?
Lenny, God rest his soul, was a moron. He was family, though, and I haven't made a beef about that, so count yourself lucky, kid. The H is a filthy habit. I don't condone it. The simple solution would be to have all the dope fiends put down.
So you
What
don't
was
know
that?
where
Someone interrupted.
he got the morphine.
Kid, ask a question you might get an answer to.
He looks pretty stingy. Like that Lazy Town character, stingy. That guy was... that entire show is just weird.
We believe there's a link between a group of Marines and the morphine stolen from the SS Coolidge. One of those Marines was shot to death in a club last night.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I think you're lying. I think the 111 Club was your men. I think you're trying to send a message.
I'll send you a message, kid. You better have some proof that that was one of mine, or else you better have health insurance, huh?
Looks like I was mistaken. So you haven't heard anything about what happened?
So, it's doubt twice because Cole can't prove anything at this point. It's all circumstantial. So that's why it's doubt, not accused, because obviously he's lied both times.
At the 111 Club?
What can I say, kid? I'm shocked that in the land of opportunity, Uncle Sam's finest feel the need to resort to crime. It's a dangerous business. I can attest to that. I'd recommend they get out of the life. Quickly.
A few Negroes saying goodbye on the sidewalk will never make the papers, Mickey. But we had a judge in Pasadena say adios the other day. Prominent white people popping their clogs makes everyone nervous.
You know dope has never been my thing, Roy. It's always been for schmendricks like Jack D and Jimmy Utley. But I'll ask around and I'll get back to you. Hey, you boys want some lunch? How about a drink?
We'll take a rain check on that. Come on, Cole, we're leaving.
So if someone just took a picture of
We have to cut that dope.
major crime boss, why are they talking while they're still in they can still hear
There's no way
you?
of watering down the stuff in those little packages. You have to put the squeeze on those guys.
If they put a bug or something in here, or place one on the table or something, I mean, come on.
The rest of it.
They're being stupid right now.
Right that easy.
We'll see.
What's going on?
That fucking rat Stoker has gone public about Brenda.
Who is Brenda?
Brenda is LA's most famous...
They waited until they were all the way on the top floor to keep on conversing about Brenda.
Everyone knows it?
Of course everyone knows. Brenda pays her way.
Are we cops or a collection agency?
Whores have been around
Never
since the
mind.
Bible. Our job is to keep it off the street so Joe Citizen and his wife can stroll around unmolested.
Roy has some of the best dialogue in the game. Just from, not, like, during the car where they're talking to each other, it's Galloway all the way, then Herschel, Bukowski, and then Earl, and then Ralph by default. But, actually Earl has really good, they're all good is the thing. Earl has, none of them is bad.
We should change the law.
Are you out of your mind? Every politician in America is against prostitution, except when they're using them.
So where does Stoker come in?
He objects to the LAPD and the administration taking its cut.
Is everyone in on this?
Yeah, and that's the problem. From a little acorn does a large tree grow. He could bring the whole thing crashing down on us.
Aren't you supposed to be working the...
Sir, do you know which robbery detectives are working the Army surplus theft from the Coolidge?
Caldwell and McManus. I saw Caldwell in the squad room not long ago, if you want to...
Those are two of the obviously fake names I've ever heard of.
Thank you, sir. We'll do that.
This way.
Harry, you got a minute?
Sure, Cole, anytime.
You've been working the docks robbery on the SS Coolidge?
Yeah, that's right.
So how do you see it?
Inside job. Either the guys working the wharves or some of the guys on the ship.
What else was taken apart from the morphine?
Case of BARs, case of Thompsons, crate of Valor smokes.
Homicide just recovered 3 BARs and a mountain of cigarettes at a shooting at the 111 Club.
No kidding. I better get over there.
Do you have a copy of the manifest?
Yeah. Here it is.
And he just happened to be looking at it.
So, how do we connect the docks robbery to the mess at the 111 Club?
So he knows everyone here. Oh wait, is everyone here? Where's the... So Alvaro, Jack, Courtney, Edward, and the other ones are the ones that will be shot down by the gangsters later, and they're like no names. But you're supposed to... Cole knows everyone here.
Enough to arm 3 companies. Here's our backroom arsenal from the 111 Club. This is the crate we recovered. 500,000 cigarettes loose on the streets of LA. Some of these guys are from my old unit. They must have finally shipped home. Kelso, Sheldon, McGoldrick.
McGoldrick was on the boat?
Sure, we checked him out.
McGoldrick bought the 111 Club, Harry. His brains are all over the bar.
Looks like whoever stole the dope is getting muscled.
By whom?
Dragner or Cohen. They control the hop.
Detectives, KGPL's going crazy. Shots fired at 1384 North Bronson. Some guy with an automatic spraying a Hollywood bus.
So this is Alvaro right now.
Go!
I'm pretty sure I could have gotten some good dialogue from Cole if I clicked on, because I tried poking the names on the left side, because that's what he does. Phelps pokes everything. I tried poking the names, because he goes, Christ, I know everyone here. No, wait, that's Kelso with the picture in the end, the final episode, where he finds out the... I'm not gonna...
How well did
yeah,
you know
Kelso
the owner?
says that, not Phelps.
Well enough. He was in my unit.
That's some cruel irony. You survive the war, then get blown to pieces back home.
It happens more than you'd think. Young guys trying to adjust to normal life, getting mixed up in the wrong crowds.
The kid had just bought a nightclub. I'd say he got mixed up in the right crowds.
Until someone filled him full of holes.
You don't come into that kind of money that quickly without pissing a few people off.
All units, officers need help.
So Roy is underratedly wise, and he quote-unquote spits the truth. I like how there's no one on the road. That's great. I was going like 40. This is very ineffective to try and kill the driver of the, which is Alvaro. He should just like get on the bus acting as a passenger and just pop him right in the head and then leave the bus. This is very dramatic and ineffective.
Find a way up there and stop that son of a bitch.
So I can't actually get him from here. The range is too.
Officer down at 1384 North Bronson. Ambulances en route. Repeating, all units.
I wish there was more variety to the weapons. Alright, all I need to do is just go behind them. Apparently he has unlimited ammo.
You're clear, go!
There might have been something up here, I don't know. You're supposed to go around on that building, come behind them. But this works too. I pushed it for like half a second and let go. To only do one shot, but the trigger held down somehow and did a bunch of shots. That's Leland Monroe, that's foreshadowing. Earl should have scaled that ladder very fast. Is there something else here? Yeah, there's the extra magazines. No one saw this man in a suit who's very obviously not a construction worker or something, with a Tommy gun on his back, climbing up this wall.
It's one of the BARs.
He still shot way too many bullets than he had up here.
Phone number and restaurant table.
So this incriminates Cohen. He's been responsible for this. I missed something. Good lord.
I know that guy. Felix Alvaro.
He's one of
You
the
did
guys
not
from the
recognize
ship.
him
Name
when
was
his
on the
back was turned from here.
Looks like McGoldrick wasn't the only one to get a message.
Hey, Alvaro.
Hey, Lieutenant.
He's just a plain detective now, Chico.
Who's the jughead?
This is my partner, Roy Earl. We just want to find out what happened.
What happened is that someone took a shot at my bus. And the cops turned up and started treating me like I'm some sort of Pachuco punk. My people have been in California for over 300 years.
Very fucking admirable, Felix.
You hear anything about the big heist on the Coolidge?
Yeah, I heard about it.
So what happened?
Not much. Cops came and interviewed me and all the other guys on the ship.
I don't believe you, Felix. I've got gunmen blasting away at innocent citizens. This is getting out of hand. Is there something you want to tell me?
I appreciate you calling me a liar, detective. You want to prove that I was involved? I'll let it slide this
Jesus
time.
Christ.
For old times.
So that was doubt. I don't know why the hell I'm choking this terribly. I 100% this game, okay? I'm better at this game than anyone you can list.
Who's shooting at you, Felix?
How the fuck do I know?
The dead guy on the roof works for Mickey Cohen. Why would Cohen want you dead?
Man, I don't know anything about Mickey Cohen or any of those gangsters.
Your name was in the sniper's notebook. Level with me, Felix.
Cohen thinks because we were on the boat, we have the morphine. Courtney's meeting those guys to sort it out.
Courtney Sheldon?
Yeah. You remember Sheldon, don't you, Cole?
We'll be in touch, Felix.
Good lord.
You heard that Jack is in L.A.?
I saw his name on the manifest.
He's been here a couple of months. Sure glad to see you got over your wound, Lieutenant. I mean, Detective.
So that was stupid.
Pretty cool customer.
He's been under fire before.
You buying his story?
Not for a minute.
God damn it, I gotta phone the police. By the time I'm finished with this phone call, Roy will be run over here. It's a really shitty parking job. There's a baseball field right here.
Phelps, badge 1247.
See, there's Earl running now.
I need an address on a Jack Kelso.
Yeah, because there's only one Jack Kelso in L.A.
Jack Kelso, apartment 4, 1408 North El Centro Avenue, Hollywood.
Thank you.
I mean, the Kelso part of this game is still good, but it's... I'm fucking parked the Cadillac way over here. I mean, it's still good, but it's not like you're playing as Phelps, you know? He's also stupid. He's, unnecessarily
Jack was a company
stupid.
sergeant. He would never get involved in something like this.
We brace him and drag him downtown.
It won't work. He's a tough customer.
Kelso does not appreciate you, interviewing him and throwing him in the back of the car, I'll tell you that right now. I went in a giant circle there. I might like Central more than Hollywood in this game, in terms of just driving and aesthetic. Aesthetic, I don't know why I say aesthetic. Sound like a retard. The more I try to prove I'm not a retard, is the more I look like a fucking retard. Took the lighting a couple seconds to get right there. What is going on? Whatever.
Hello, Jack. This is Detective Roy Earl.
Hello, Cole.
We would like a word.
Would you like to come inside?
Actually, we'd prefer if you'd come downtown with us. Do you mind?
Do I have any choice?
No. You don't.
Are you going to tell me what this is all about?
It would be better for all of us if we discussed it at the station.
Bad move, Cole.
I like how it just cuts them in the car. It's like that Napoleon Dynamite scene where I'm here to pick up Trisha, you know. I could do the voice, I can do an amazing Napoleon, but I'm not gonna lower myself. Then it cuts to the next scene of him and the cousins in the lowrider.
Cut the crap. You pick me up in front of my apartment like a common criminal and then expect small talk? Fuck you.
I like how Earl's just smiling the entire time. So Kelso, when you play as Kelso, which is this man, if you're somehow not paying attention, you find Roy Earl's name in the dirty book, but he doesn't put two and two together because Kelso must have.
You okay, Phelps? Standing around, doing nothing? You look shell-shocked.
Kelso sees Earl's name, and Phelps just introduced Earl to Kelso, so Kelso should know who Earl is in the Leland Monroe's book towards the end of the game. But I guess he doesn't put two and two together because Earl never gets found out. 34, good lord. Out of all the people, the Asian in this game is not... I mean, you would think... I mean, Jack is... I mean, Arnett was younger than Jack, and Jack looks 10 years younger than Arnett.
You okay, Phelps? Standing around, doing nothing?
Yeah, I got it.
You look shell-shocked.
Need a drink.
You know that there's a gang war going on in LA trying to recover that stolen morphine?
That has nothing to do with me.
Jack, you know about the morphine. You weren't involved, but you know who is.
You can't prove what I know and what I don't know, Cole. This is going nowhere.
All I know is how they got all these heavy crates of all this stuff, just and no one saw them. Good lord.
It's nothing personal. I'm just doing my job. You understand that?
I'm sure it would be gripping to hear more of your life story, boys, but the truth is, I don't give a fuck. You were on the boat, Kelso. What happened?
Do you really think a bunch of Marines could muscle in on the dope rackets in this town?
No, but you did it anyway.
The squad and the mob, I hear it's pretty sewn up.
You better watch your mouth.
Did you know that Eddie McGoldrick recently came into money and bought a nightclub?
No, I didn't know that.
I think he's telling the truth.
Quit lying to me, Jack. You know what's going on. You've been in this with Eddie from the start.
I'd want to have something solid to back up what I was saying if I was you.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out. And you didn't know that some mobsters blew his brains out last night?
No, I didn't.
You heard that a crate of BARs went missing?
No, I didn't.
You're not a good liar, Jack. I know you want to help your guys, but this has gone too far.
If you believe I had anything to do with the theft of the BARs, or the morphine for that matter, I suggest you produce some evidence.
This is not going to go well.
I've had enough of this. You're
That was
wasting my
doubt.
time.
This is just retarded.
What do you know about the Army surplus robbery from the Coolidge, Jack?
What I know is that on 3 separate occasions you would have been dead if it weren't for me. I don't know anything about the robbery.
I don't believe you, Jack. You were there. You were either involved or you know who is.
You calling me a liar, Cole? I hope you have something to back that up. I won't let you hide behind your rank any longer.
Sorry. My mistake. People are dying because morphine intended to help servicemen is being used on the street. Now we have guys from our old unit being killed by mobsters. We can put 2 and 2 together, Jack.
Gratitude isn't a concept that has much effect on you, is it, Cole?
So, when you interview Courtney, of course, since Courtney's a little whiny, you know, wimp, he wants a deal. He's about to rat out, he's about to snitch out Jack, you know. He instantly rolls on everyone.
Jack. Let's get this over with.
I was interviewed when the robbery took place. I don't have anything further to add.
Jack, we just want information.
Bullshit, Cole. Did you seriously believe that dragging me down here would get me to give up my own guys? You call
No, but
yourself
Courtney
a
will do it.
Marine? Trying to make a name for yourself with this shitheel? Look at this chump. This $200 suit and $2,000 car.
The tough guy act is really impressive. I like you, Jack. I'd like to make you for this. I really would. I'm gonna be working on it and keeping an eye on you. You can go now.
Shooting, Robert Steiner, 6780 West Sunset Boulevard. Victim is a Chris Majowski.
Another name from the manifest?
They just leave Jack in here. He's a suspect. He should be detained, but whatever.
How many more friends of yours are gonna get plugged?
So yeah, here's all the no names that you never really get to. I mean, they're probably in the war flashbacks, but since I skipped all those, I'm not gonna be able to.
That was like being trapped in an elevator with a married couple who can't decide whether they love each other or hate each other.
We go back a long way.
You went too easy on him. Next time, you leave it to me. I know how to handle that smug son of a bitch.
You don't. Jack will...
Jesus Christ!
What's wrong with you?
Even though he used it. There's Jack's car. Is this a different diner from the other one?
Shot the man. Two of them officers, they went that way.
Go on, get out.
What do you mean they went that way? You should have said they're right there. They're 10 feet away from you. God, I really wish Roy could jump here.
Just give me a little closer.
He broke his neck there. Could have landed on Roy.
Cole, spin him out.
Yeah, I can't spin him out if he's going 20 miles faster than I am.
I can't hit a target that isn't there, Phelps.
At one point I had this memorized, which places they turned and everything.
Clear this asshole off the road.
Damn it.
I'll try for the tires. Keep your foot down.
Where's everyone trying to like drive into me on the other side?
Get in close and steer him off the tar. It's no good. We need to get closer.
Oh, I just killed that guy. Most useless cop in America right there. Wait, what the hell? He didn't turn on this road? That guy's getting blasted. So here's the paper. This is where you find out that Earl...
We have to look at damage limitation. We can't allow that strumpet Brenda Allen to bring down the whole administration.
We've got to put a lid on the press. Can't someone talk to Harry over at the Times?
It's too late. The Times would look ridiculous if we dropped the story now.
Who is this Stoker?
Stoker's a lily-white. Nothing that will fix this in the short term.
My law and order credentials are disappearing as we speak.
Can we get Brenda to leave town?
Yes, we can, but she won't go quietly. Brenda has extensive records.
Can she at least lay low?
That's already been taken care of.
Mayor? District Attorney?
Who is this guy? And what does he want, Coral?
Name's Roy Earl. Detective. Administrative Vice.
She's a chief detective.
One of the clowns that got us into this mess?
Oh, I think that the orders regarding Brenda come down, not up, Mayor. I have a human interest story. It involves a certain LAPD cop, a hero from the war, who has let his beautiful wife and kids down, who has betrayed America for a German junkie horde, who has abandoned his pledge to the LAPD and his commitment to the public. We all serve. Could be all over the papers by tomorrow, and you would be off the hook.
So what do you want in return, Roy? Fingering a fellow officer?
And you never figure out. He gets paid $500 every other week. He's rolling. Roy, how could you do this to me? That's not the one you want, I don't think. Is there a film reel over here? There might have actually been one here. I don't know what the hell's going on. Roy. The thing is though, I don't know what makes... I don't think Roy necessarily wants to screw over Cole, it's just that that's the hand he was dealt and that's the situation they were in. And Earl's always going to be one of those people who wants to...
Cohen is meeting with Sheldon tonight.
Earn more. So Sheldon does end up dying, which I'm thankful for because he's the worst character in this game. This guy looks like a Raymond Cruz.
An LAPD file. We have a traitor in our midst. All of the names on the list have a hit team assigned to them.
How did you copy a paper this accurately in 1940? I don't think they had copiers yet. Telefax didn't come out till the 60s. So I don't know what's going on here. Because this is obviously Earl who did this, who got the manuscript. Because he's working with Cohen and the seedy politicians. And Leland Monroe. Earl's just, he's got his hand in everything.
We need to get to those guys fast, otherwise there'll be no case.
I guess no one's just gonna clean this up. Can I take this car? Nope. It's almost time for me to start getting ready, but I really don't want to cut the video yet. Probably have to sooner or later.
You know the way. You can drive.
They're taking out all the guys from the ship.
Why? How does that get them the dope?
They obviously don't know who has the morphine, and they're waiting for someone to crack.
Fontaine has the morphine. Or if not Fontaine, then Courtney. Because he's about to give it to Fontaine if it doesn't... It's already in Fontaine's possession, is the thing. And the chief is in on it, so... There's that same guy, Raymond Cruz. This is
Getting close and steer him off the tar.
A No Country for Old Men situation where they show up just too late.
I can't hit a target.
5 minutes earlier, you would have saved him. Jesus Christ!
Clear this asshole off the road.
Get out of the way. That was the sharpest turn I've ever seen anyone make in this game.
Just get me a little closer.
I'm in a Cadillac and he's in a 30s like Ford Coupe.
I can't take
I
a
would
shot
definitely
from
be
here, Cole.
blowing past him by now. How do you not spin off there?
Getting close.
What is
Steer him off the tar.
The car's doing like physically...
Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires. LAPD, put your hands in the air.
I'll blow you away. Shot him once in the back and he fell over. Or shoulder blade, more like. It's odd seeing Earl without a hat on, because usually he keeps it on. Where's the... Okay. Do I need a phone? Nope. Okay, there was just nothing after that. That's kind of weird. They just rolled up and started shooting. They didn't know who they were shooting at, but they got the right people.
I need to go over the case notes.
There was no dialogue either. Lord. So this is where you find things out. I think Roy's aiming at nothing there. This is hour number 1 of LA Noire Part 7. I'm probably gonna have to cut it again here soon because I have to go somewhere in about 10 or 15 minutes. But I want to wrap up this case. I don't think it could be... Jesus, that guy teleported. I don't think it could be hit while you're opening the trunk. That's why I just immediately went to the trunk.
Stay down.
Man.
Move, mister.
Good lord. Can I go through the back of the church? Or the bank? Probably. That car about ran me over. Oh. Is that? Yeah, I was about to say. I probably could have gone around the back, but it's probably easier just to...
How long do you think you can hold out?
Take cover, lunatic.
I can't get him is the thing.
You're surrounded, and your buddies are dead.
Fantastic. I believe you, but my Tommy gun sure don't. I like how he just dropped the Tommy gun as soon as I pulled out the...
Looks like Sheldon is bringing his own fire team with him.
Juicy, Beckett, Goldrick, Driscoll, these are good guys. Why did they get wrapped up in this thing?
So there's something still here that I didn't get.
Not everyone has their unwavering restraint in the face of temptation, Cole.
Was there something on the back of this? Okay, it says there's still something here. Even though there isn't, because I can't move anything else. Face. Right arm. Other arm. Okay, there's nothing here. Well, since I got it that time, I don't know what the deal is.
Tell Courtney. Bad luck. It was worth a try.
God.
Polar Bear Ice Company. Really did it. Wonder whether it was worth it.
Most people never get the chance to be rich. Wouldn't you risk it?
I don't know why you die with the business card in the hand. Unless you wanted to help out Cole, he's like, I might as well just put the incriminating information in my hand before I bleed out. And I also better stay alive so I can recite some words to him. I can't go through his pockets. Alright. The guy died in a unfavorable situation, unfavorable spot. Where's the... It'd be really great if there was a film reel here. Jesus. Whatever. Come on, Phelps. Lives are on the line. Hop over. So I need to interview Courtney now. I'll drive there since this is the last Vice case. I'm really cutting this close. 4:35 right now. I really need to hurry up.
This isn't looking good. I feel like the fat kid at the back of a race.
You sure it's Cohen making the hits?
All fingers point his way. Your buddies are in way over their heads. Being a Marine doesn't mean shit out here.
Don't go, Jesus. Oh, the hell. Didn't want to slide into that guy. Of course, the one lane I need to turn into, and it's the one there's a car in. And it's dark all of a sudden. What kind of gangster meets it somewhere at 9:15 p.m.? You gotta do that shit at like 2 a.m.
There, light them up.
All right, let's kill these bastards.
That guy missed 3 shots before they ducked for cover. I'm not going for precision here, I'm just trying to get this done.
On the roof, Cole, nail him!
Find some cover!
Okay, like right behind me? What's the deal?
There he is, blast him.
Stay in cover!
I'm wide open here.
What the hell? Earl's like dead already. He's been...
Get in cover!
They're making a run for it after them!
Roy just shot like 5 times from his... He just hip fired. That was a bad place to be at with a shotgun. I even get him from here. Oh, never mind. Roy killed him. Roy got him.
I'm gonna put out an APB on every one of the sons of bitches on that.
KGPL to car 11K. Car 11 King, come in.
Car 11 King.
11K, go to Hollywood Station. Hey, Courtney Sheldon is at Hollywood Station requesting an interview with Detective Cole Phelps.
Well, I'll be damned.
That's not correct protocol, 11K. I'll take that as a roger.
Car 11 King en route.
At 9:15 p.m. he's gonna go on the police station. You do that stuff at 7 a.m. in the morning, you know. This is one of the few games where your partner AI actually shoots and lands their hits. You don't have to do all the work, you know. Where the hell am I going? Alright, wrapping it up for the Vice case. I don't know what it is about Roy's Cadillac, but it's the turning's off, it's slippery, something's not right. Jesus Christ.
Goddamn maniac!
I feel like Roy grew up to be one of those overly stern grandfathers in the 70s who just hates everyone and talks about, you know. This is it.
Roy,
Make
in
no
my office.
mistakes.
I'm working a major case. I'm not close, Cap. It's gonna have to wait.
Let Phelps do the interrogation.
But Cap,
No buts. This is more important.
So they're all conspiring against Phelps. The captain's in on it. Everyone's in on it.
Shut up, bitch!
All right.
Sheldon, is this your attorney?
No, detective. This is Dr. Harlan Fontaine. He came down here to help me out.
He's such a... Courtney's such a, like a... excuse me? Type of person. He's like a quote-unquote Karen. No, detective. No, detective. Actually, it's my doctor.
You do, sir. You stole the morphine from the Coolidge.
You can't prove that.
Let's see if I can try. And what is your relationship to Sheldon, sir?
Tutor, mentor. Mr. Sheldon is a medical student of mine. He has a very bright future.
Oh, that's nice to know. Too bad all of your war buddies won't get to see your graduation. I would have asked Beckett or Majewski or Driscoll about their involvement, but that's difficult, considering they're all dead. That leaves you, Sheldon.
You can't blame their deaths on me, Phelps.
You're lying.
Actually, I can.
The other guys aren't smart enough to attempt something like this.
Sheldon's neither.
Or I go after Jack for it.
And how do you prove that, Cole?
It's like I made a mistake. You're training to be
Jesus
a doctor,
Christ.
Courtney. How do you justify all of these deaths? You're supposed to want to save people.
Before you get on your high horse, I saved my fair share in Peleliu and Okinawa. My conscience is clear. How do you sleep?
You were on the ship, Sheldon.
Yes, that's correct.
So you had opportunity.
But it doesn't mean that I was involved.
So you don't mind that the mob executed McGoldrick, Driscoll, and Beckett to get to you?
I don't know why you're trying to pin this on me. Where's your proof?
Beckett had a message for you before he died. Bad luck. It was worth a try.
I feel bad about Beckett, Phelps. He was a hard charger. Those guys deserve more. I don't blame them for taking their shot.
Have you finished, detective?
I'm just getting started. You have an answer for everything, Courtney.
No,
Jack does. Because now I'm going after him. Is there anyone you're not prepared to sacrifice?
Jack is not in this. He's a good guy.
You or Jack, Courtney. I don't care who goes to jail. I just want the morphine off the street.
What are you offering, Cole?
Don't be ridiculous, son. This man is gambling.
What's your offer?
Doctor, good to see you.
I'm conducting an investigation.
Upstairs in my office, now.
This man is about to confess.
As of now, you're suspended from duty, pending a fitness review.
What are you talking about?
You heard the man, folks. Upstairs and face the music like the hero you were. You certainly had us fooled, Detective.
So even...
Phelps, you're one of my...
Even if Phelps could be justifiably fired for having an affair, which would never swing nowadays, but I understand this is 1940s America, but Phelps is, you know, war hero, golden child, they still wouldn't fire him. They'd probably... They'd sooner kill Elsa to prevent it from getting out than have it come out. Which is just stupid. But yeah, Courtney was definitely about to rat Jack out and have Jack take the fall while Courtney gets off scot-free. So, yeah. Courtney, he sucks.
You've broken this old man's heart.
Sir, what is going on?
You're suspended, Phelps. Hand over your badge and gun.
Don't keep him waiting.
What is going on here?
Your wife's attorney has pictures of you and the German. Compromising pictures.
She's pressing charges. You'll be formally charged with adultery. A criminal cannot serve as an LAPD officer, as I'm sure you're aware.
I don't understand.
How could you do it, lad? Your wife, your children, consorting with the enemy and a dope fiend at that. You're lucky the war is over. You'd be taken out and shot. The department doesn't need this kind of publicity, Phelps.
Hand over the gun. Keep your head down until your board hearing. I forbid you to make any comments to the press. What the hell were you thinking?
So there's the end of Vice. It's also going to be, I'm going to have to cut it here in a second. I'm going to be late, it's 4:44. So here you finally see Phelps' wife for the first time, besides the very beginning.
Marie, I need to explain.
Please leave, you're upsetting the girls.
Let me see them, Marie, they're my daughters.
Go to her, Cole. You have done enough damage here. Do you want me to call the police?
For God's sake, Marie. Can't we at least talk?
What is there to talk about? Do you love her? Do you? What were you thinking? What?
They pull that line in Wolf of Wall Street too. Do you love her? Like what does that have to do with anything? Like how it's somehow justified if he loves her, if he cheats on his wife? I mean, what do they? I don't know why women keep on asking that.
This has been like for them. Go away, Cole. My father has hired an attorney, and you will be hearing from him.
I don't think you ever see Phelps' daughters.
To tell you what I've been going through.
What you've been going through. I have had reporters camped out on the front lawn all morning.
I refuse to believe that Phelps is this much of a deal in a city with millions of people. Probably not in the 40s, but still.
I can't stand it, Cole.
That mailbox says lust on it, so that's they probably snuck that in because of this situation he's in, because of lust. That's good. I've never noticed that. What the hell was I saying? Oh, I forget. He doesn't have a gun. Where's her car at? Also, this house is not... If reporters are going to be camped out all day, this guy doesn't live in too great of a house. Phelps. Neither does Elsa. I really gotta get ready. 4:47. I can understand Phelps' scenario here. I mean, things he's been going through, that's very obviously accurate. I mean, we've been playing his life. So Vice is complete, got demoted. A 4-star case, even though I missed 5 questions, which is just unforgivable. I cannot believe how... Yeah, I cannot believe... Yeah. I refuse to believe that they recovered the morphine, they have everything, and Phelps will still be in the headlines. What the hell? Yeah, whatever. I have to cut the video now. It's 4:48 now, and I gotta be there at 5, which means if I go 110 miles an hour and get dressed in 3 minutes, then I'll, you know, okay, yeah, I gotta stop it. I gotta cut. Next time you'll see me, this will be multiple hours from now, multiple days from now, whoever's the next cut. Alright, so it's now September 12th, I think. Like 7 p.m. September 12th. Again, I've been sick for like 2 months and I can't stop puking and feeling like shit, so I don't know what the hell is going on, but I should probably really go to the doctor. I have to take so much Tylenol and all that shit to even do a human resources video. It's just, I want to do another tier list one, I physically cannot, so I don't know what to tell you. I kind of wish I didn't start playing LA Noire, because now, every time I look at the list that all the videos are on, LA Noire is not completed, and it really pisses me off, but I feel like such shit, and I can't complete LA Noire. This has by far been the longest playthrough ever that I've done. All the other ones I've done in like 2 or 3 days maximum. This has been at least 2 weeks for 𝘚𝘵𝘴 Noire. So yeah, I'm gonna do 2 more arson cases, the first 2 arson cases, and then I'm gonna cut the video. This is part 7 right now. I'm probably not gonna do too well just because I wish you could see my face. I am sweating and whiter than my carpet. My eyes have like purple circles around them. It's not good. So right now you're seeing this is the track. This isn't redemption, this is first arson, I don't know.
Okay, everyone, keep it down. Cole Phelps joins the arson squad today.
$4,500 stolen overnight. That's a big deal. For 47.
Phelps is up before a review board in December. Until then, he works the arson desk. End of story. Phelps.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what you did or didn't do, Phelps. I hear you're a good case man. But if you fuck up on my detail, I'll have you out of here before your feet touch the ground. Do we have an understanding?
Yes, sir.
Cap, we don't want a fucking rat like...
Well, I don't know what just happened, but it cut off mid cutscene and just... I hope to God the game did not corrupt, because I'm not doing this again. But if it did, then this is definitely part final. Because I'm not doing this again. Because it just shut off mid cutscene and it cut me off. So I don't know. Okay, yeah, it didn't corrupt. Thank God, Jesus Christ. That was weird. I would have quit. My save file did corrupt on 𝘚𝘵𝘴 Noire, and 𝘚𝘵𝘴 Noire is notorious for corrupting save files. Gotta watch this shit again. Alright, so this is the Stephens house fire. The best NPC in this game you're about to see, Don Stephens. He's the best NPC in the game. So the Wilshire police station is pretty good. I think it might be... Central's probably first, and then Wilshire, then Hollywood. Biggs is...
See him? I saw his picture.
He's got probably the best... I don't know, I'm not even gonna...
Obnoxious oaf.
I mean, all the partners in this game are good, but I'm just sick and tired of talking, so I'm not even gonna continue the conversation. I'll drive to the first one, that's it. Also, Biggs has the most ugly looking, gross car. And Earl's Cadillac was definitely a step ahead. Yeah, Biggs' car is definitely my least favorite.
How long have you been working arson? We gonna do the small talk thing now? Talk baseball, exchange addresses? I don't think so. Feeling down, hotshot? Need a buddy? Or look somewhere else?
So this is how it's going to be, partner?
I already told you, I don't do partners. I seen you on your first day, hero, walking into the station with your chest puffed out like a little kid at his confirmation. You wouldn't have given me the time of day. And now you need somebody, and that somebody's supposed to be me. Well, it's not gonna happen.
That's quite a speech. I heard you were the strong silent type.
You cracking wise, Phelps?
No, Biggs. I'm breaking the ice.
Just drive, hotshot.
So Biggs's voice is really, it captures the 1940s. And I do like him as a partner. All the partners in this game are good. There's not a bad one. But Biggs does have good dialogue. Also, Leon Monroe right there. That's what arson's all about. Nicholson electroplating is probably my 4th or 5th favorite case in the game because of the Howard Hughes references.
There isn't much left.
There never is if the job's done properly.
You think it was deliberate?
Nah, that's real pain in your face. They would have moved out the things they care about if this was insurance. There's no mileage in this. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Hirsch. Cap this one.
Yeah, Mike Brannigan, Cole Phelps. It's okay, Brannigan. His name may be dog shit, but there's none in his hand.
No offense, Phelps.
None taken. Do you have anything?
The fire started late last night. Stephen's family at Catalina Island. Won some kind of competition. Looks like the only thing ever won in their lives.
Mad dogging him in the back.
Come home with us.
Stir him
I'd say
down.
they were pretty lucky, really.
They don't have any insurance. Everything they own, including the house, is not a pile of rubble.
Where are they sleeping?
In the car. It's lucky the whole block didn't burn down.
What do you mean lucky the whole block didn't burn down? This one house is on its entire own lot, with nothing but concrete and everything surrounding it. There's almost no chance of spreading. Also, how do you not have insurance? That's the first thing you do, especially if they have children. I mean, good lord, come on.
Bulldozing this whole neighborhood to build new homes for GIs. That's the man in the house.
It's borderline illegal to not have insurance nowadays, so I don't know if that could have flew in the 40s, but whatever.
Come on, Phelps.
So I'm definitely just using intuition for everything, because I can't be bothered to look for clues when I feel like shit. So, yeah. This is like the fire in the Braithwaite house fire in Red Dead Redemption 2. There's a diadem or something in the middle of that burnt house. It's worth a lot of money if you go to a fence. I remember that's one of the only things I remember.
Recently serviced. Could be something to go on.
So Matthew Ryan's always the one I incriminate, because obviously none of them did it. It was the, you know, the World War II flamethrower man. Is his name ever really spoken? I feel like it's something like Butch or...
This doesn't pertain to the case.
It might be Butch. I think it might be Butch. It's something like that. Something manly and... Clues is the... I don't think this is the one with the bricks on the side. I honestly can't tell from music.
Mr. Stevens? Cole Phelps and Herschel Biggs, LAPD.
This is good right here.
I know it's a difficult time, but could we have a word?
Don Steffens.
I like that little head nod and Don Steffens. That's the best part about this game.
We won a prize. We had a wonderful time. Came home to this.
Do you still have the tickets?
Sure.
It's a formality, but
He held onto those with like his thumb when he took them out of his pocket. That's almost exactly... It's September 12th right now as of recording. So 18 isn't too far away. Yours truly's birthday is very soon.
Can you tell me any more about the prize that you won, Mr. Steffens?
Weekend at Catalina Island. Wife got this flyer in the mail from the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Did you enter any kind of competition?
My wife filled in a flyer. Lady just rung up and told us we won. It's the first time I ever won anything.
The redevelopment fund. Did they offer to buy you out?
They're building new houses. They showed their money and most of the neighborhood just packed up and walked away. But I never bargained with them.
Everyone else is selling, but you're the holdout, aren't you?
I was the last. I thought I could hold out for a better price. My house is the center lot.
So now you have to take the price regardless.
Looks like it. I've got no choice. I have to put a roof over my family.
That's all we need for the moment, Mr. Stephens.
All right.
I like his just nonchalance. Don Stephens is one of the best NPCs in this game.
What's with him?
You've seen the papers. I guess he's thinking about his own family. I'd say he's searching for some kind of atonement right now.
Was that really it? Because I feel like there was definitely more things here. Whatever. I don't care enough to... at this point. It's not very accurate how there's always a police telephone within walking distance of the crime scene. But there's like none of them in any other parts of the game.
I need information on the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Yes, Detective. Just checking.
Phelps still has his ring on even though he's moved in with Elsa and is very clearly getting divorced.
Investors as well as a government endowment.
Huh. You have an address for them.
There is one listed here, corner of Beverly and Mariposa.
Thanks for your help.
So, Harold Crane, the actor who portrays him, will be the travel agent in the place that we're going to later. I just want to point that out now.
Have there been any other house fires?
This is arson. We get an average of 2 a night. Does that answer your question?
Come on, good lord. Vernon Mapes from Nicholson Electroplating is one of the hardest NPCs to crack in the entire game. Because I think he asks you 6 or 7 questions and they're all very hard to read. Which makes him an excellent head security man. But, for his illegal activities, but terrible if you're actually playing the game.
Officer needs help, 103 MD.
Come on! So the maps, the physical map, they change every desk. So this Hollywood that I'm in right now is not the same as the Vice Hollywood. Lord. Can you move it? Lord, I ran over that guy.
Hi, Albert.
So this is the where the guy was in the phone booth for the flashback, or flash forward, in that case for the Harlan Fontaine guy. And he said, you said the house would be empty. This is the house. And if it's not this one, then it's the one a little later.
Hey, Biggs. You have a partner? What gives?
This is Cole Phelps. You may have read about him.
Oh, now I get it. Hello, Phelps. Welcome to the netherworld of arson. Family of 4 found dead in their beds. Heater exploded.
Another one?
Looks that way. Insta-heat Model 70. Before you get excited, we get a couple of water heaters a month to go back. Take a look around the yard and see what you can find.
Mal. You gonna stick it out, Cole? I'm gonna try, Mal. What have you got?
Family by the name of Sawyer. Mother, father, and 2 kids.
I always thought that was a nice
all in
name.
bed from the looks of it. Well, I'd say carbon monoxide poisoning. The burns are superficial.
Time of death?
I'd say about midnight. Anything more exact will take some time to determine. Lynch tells me this has something to do with the faulty water heater.
Could be. There's been a spate of problems with a particular brand. I've got another angle in mind.
You care to elucidate, Detective? This is a murder and not an accident. Sharing information has helped us solve quite a few cases together.
I need something concrete, Mal, before the department gets wind of it. I'm in arson for a reason.
I feel sorry for your wife and kids, Phelps, not for you. But you're a good case man. One of the best I've ever met. I'll help in any way I can.
Thanks, Mal. I'd say that's firm but fair. How about the insurance companies write these incidents up as acts of God?
So there's one. Well, the bricks have to be on the side here. They're on the left side actually, but I don't know what he's looking at. Whatever. I have to find the water heater is really all that's required. But for arson it's tricky to find the clues because they're always hidden in stupid places. Can't believe I can't pick up that football. Okay, where the hell is the water heater? I don't have time to look for it. Was it all the way over here?
Hey, Biggs! Is this significant?
Regulator valve. Good find.
Detectives? This is the next door neighbor. Detective Phelps. Can you help?
They were supposed to be going away. They won a trip somewhere. But little Henry got sick, so they had to cancel. What are the chances?
Do you know who ran the competition?
Gulliver's Travel, up on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
I wonder how many times Cole says thanks, you've been a big help, because it's happened at least half a dozen times. This is if you fail to find the ticket on the last house, that woman tells you where to go.
Phelps, guy across the street. I've seen him before. He likes fire.
Hurry, you can still catch him.
Stop! LAPD!
See.
We've got an ID on you, Firebug. Stop right there!
Good lord, I can't believe I didn't... I'm tapping, good lord.
What's your name?
Herbert Chapman.
So you like fires?
Some.
Watching them or setting them?
I don't want any trouble.
Turn out your pockets.
You're a naughty boy, aren't you, Herbert?
I keep myself to myself.
Cigarette in a matchbox gives you a 5 or 6 minute delay. You want more time, you use a mosquito coil. Don't you, Herbert?
You like this fire, Herbert?
Hell no. I heard it over the fire radio.
Fire radio?
Sweet.
When you finish following your leads, come and see me at the fire station. I have a theory about this.
Will do, Lynch. Take this guy in. We might want him for questioning later.
You got it, Detective.
Why have you got such a hard-on for this case? If it is murder, it's almost impossible to prove. Fire doesn't leave much evidence. There's no percentage in this.
I think it's more than one case.
They're house fires, Cole. Accidents, heater fires, gas explosions.
There's got to be a reason.
The reason is you want to be a star again. Forget it. Give it up. You'll feel better.
There's something to this. I know it.
What are you talking about? Arson is insurance. It's always been insurance.
We still investigate the cases, Biggs.
You're the groundkeeper. You've always been the groundkeeper.
People in this house are dead.
Go soak your head, Phelps. This hero business is a full-time obsession with you.
I'm gonna make this case. I'm gonna rub the department's nose in it. Help me, or stay out of my way. You got it?
I don't know why Biggs is putting up with this Phelps nonsense. They've only known each other for 15 minutes. I would have been shocked if that fire hose actually had physics and did a bump when I ran over it, but you know. This game was developed in 08, 09, 2010 and released in 2011. So I don't think they really thought that.
Any Sentry unit, 211 in progress, 522 South Hill Street, unit to handle code 3, identify.
No. There's a Superior Laundry. You're gonna have to go to this place during Nicholson electroplating. I'm probably gonna, after this video ends, I'll probably, if I don't, you know, die before I do, because I still feel terrible, I'll probably watch Crystal Skull, Mad Men, something of this era, LA Confidential, to encourage me to want to do part 8 tomorrow.
No!
No! That's a nice car right there. It's not that nice now that I'm looking at it, but it's still better than that green monstrosity. Clue would be another good movie to watch. This game came out 1 year after Red Dead Redemption, and it looks so much better than Red Dead Redemption. I don't know if it's because I'm playing it on a PS4, but I don't know.
John Cunningham, can I help you, gentlemen?
We have
Harold
reason
Crane.
to believe that the Sawyer family of 4414 Rosewood Avenue recently won a competition run by your company.
Yes, I remember them. They called up to cancel at the last minute. One of the kids was sick. Very unfortunate.
Do you mind if I take a look at that?
The legends in this game again are always all the same size.
Here they are. Stephens.
Morelli's will be in here too.
Sawyer family, Rosewood Avenue. Tell us about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
There's not much to tell. They run a promotion. Our promotion's mailing list covers half of LA.
How much business do you do with Suburban? You get some kind of kickback from these guys.
Oh, so now you're accusing me of taking kickbacks from realty developers. You have some way of proving this, detective?
Sorry, my mistake. So you don't believe
Jesus
that
Christ.
It's suspicious that a guy who doesn't want to sell his house wins some holiday tickets, and while he's away, his home burns down?
To me, it just sounds like really bad luck. It's not like everyone who wins a prize gets their house set on fire, officer.
I'm told the tickets were a prize.
Yes, they were.
You do a lot of these prizes.
Look, there are hundreds of these promotions running at any one time. If you're the lucky guy, you get your name pulled out of a hat.
While the Sawyer family were supposed to be at Catalina Island, their house burnt down. You consider them lucky?
Christ. I'm sorry to hear that.
Can you tell me who offered the prize won by the Sawyer family?
Sure. Look, there's supposed to be some sort of supervised draw with hundreds of tickets. But the reality is the Suburban Redevelopment Fund calls me every couple of weeks and tells me exactly who's won.
Thanks for your help.
No problem.
I don't know how I
wish I could do something for
missed the first question.
You could put
That's
round the
retarded.
hat. A few bucks would really help them now.
I suppose so.
Good. I'll put you down for 50.
That's around $500 in 1947.
I could tell you were Samaritan the minute I walked in the door.
50? Are you...
Good man, Cunningham. You're all right.
Yeah, I'm great. Poorer, but great.
So after I go to the Suburban Redevelopment place, I have to go to the firehouse, and then to Insta-Heat, and then
guess.
to
You want to check out the Suburban address?
arrest Matthew Ryan.
Great partners must think alike.
Jesus. I don't know why I'm driving everywhere, it's a waste of time. Arson cases are actually pretty fast, is the thing though. They're only really long ones are the last two. All the other ones are pretty fast, so I can afford to drive to all the places. Jesus. I've found out that Tiffany T20. Wait, try that again. Tiffany T20's real name is Taylor. I found that out through extensive researching. It's really creepy, but I mean, I'm not a creepy person. She's adorable, and I like looking at her. Not in that weird way. I don't do anything to myself while I'm looking at her, is what I'm trying to say here, okay? She's cute. And I can't get enough of her as a person. Man.
Oh, for God's sake!
I was gonna back into it. Whatever. This is why I don't drive anywhere. I can't believe I haven't killed anyone in real life while driving. I'm such a terrible driver.
This is
I'm
supposed to
licensed
be
and
the
dependable
registered
though, so
offices of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
This is an Elysian.
I don't let girls ride with me because I just, fucking die if a cute girl. If I got in the crash and the girl died and I lived, I'd fucking hate my life more than I already do. So I don't have any girls ride with me. I don't really trust myself to not, it's if I crash and I die, then who cares? It's my own fault, and I'm the only one in the car. So that doesn't matter. But if I have other people, then that's kind of where. Only if it's just some random person, coworker, and they die, then I won't give a shit. But if it's a cute girl that I have interest in, or like a family member, then it would be a subject of ridicule from everyone else in the family if the family member died.
Development back.
So Elysian is an investor in the redevelopment fund.
Looks that way.
Are we done here, Mac? I've got work to do.
Sure, buddy. Thanks for your help. Elysian are investors in the suburban redevelopment. So what? If you think I'm putting my pension on the line and harassing Leland Monroe without evidence, you're out of your mind.
Why are they allowed to just come in here and do this? This is private property.
So Elysian Fields builds the houses, while the Suburban Redevelopment Fund foots the bill.
So Cole's starting to figure out the grand climax of this game, which involves real-life cases and situations. Wasn't this guy just the guy I was talking to? Is that it? I thought there was another one. Jack will come here later. Kelso will. And he'll have to fight one of the guys, which I always thought was just weird. There might be a badge over here. Nope. Okay. Biggs is gonna run. He's gonna drive here. Can I vault this? I'm kind of surprised that worked.
You know the way. You can drive.
Lynch says we should visit him at Fire Station 32.
Who exactly is this guy, Lynch?
Lynch is a legend. You should feel privileged. He doesn't let many people into the inner sanctum. Keep your mouth shut, and you'll learn something about fires.
Oh, I feel like shit. The only prescription I need is cuddles from a loving girlfriend.
We came as soon as we could.
I'd overdose on that shit any day of the week.
Biggs?
But it's not gonna happen.
Investigating the house fire on Kenmore Avenue as well?
Yep. Why?
I had a look around the place while I was out there.
Do you believe the fire?
I deal in facts, Phelps. Evidence of an explosion. No obvious sign of accelerants. Wiring looks intact. Come and take a look at this.
This the heater from
Biggs
the
kind of has the
fire
Galloway symptom syndrome,
Huh.
where
like
he's
it was recently
squinting.
serviced.
Looks
I have
very
a theory,
suave.
and it's a theory only. I don't have enough evidence to prove...
Al, if you say it's so, we're listening.
Okay, Phelps. You're a bright penny. You have a gas supply. You have a Bunsen burner as a pilot light.
Bunsen didn't make the Bunsen burger. What the fuck am I saying? Bunsen burger? It sounds like a hamburger. Bunsen burner was not invented by Robert Bunsen. I'm put to pass out.
You have a regulator valve, and the balloon represents the gas expanding in the room. Now, the gas has to make contact with the mosquito coil to form an explosion. Let's see if you can work out the chain of events.
What the hell did he say? Okay, so... No. No. Put that back. Come on, Phelps. You went to Stanford.
The gas bubble needs to be next to the coil if it's gonna ignite.
Good, your regulator's in position. Okay, I'll light your pilot and turn the gas.
To pull the lever on the left to turn on the gas.
Genuine shock
So that's how it's being
on Phelps's face there.
Maybe. There could be a fault with these valves. I've adjusted this one for our experiment, but you need to take it to InstaHeat and see what they say. Their headquarters is on North Harvard Boulevard, number 262.
Thanks, Albert.
You're welcome, Biggs. See you at the next show.
I'm pretty sure that's this guy here is the ASAC in Breaking Bad before he gets fired because of
How bad is it?
you know,
Come on, you can tell me.
I don't know why I'm driving everywhere.
Show?
The next fire. We should go to the factory and see how many of these things are going bang in the night.
You know this Chapman character?
Guy's a freak. Loves fires. He's the kind of guy that we'd like for a lot of things, but we don't really have any credible evidence to pursue him with.
I'm pretty sure Los Angeles has always been a somewhat corrupt town with people in positions of power. It's just getting better and better hidden nowadays. Things are still going, you know, on the down low. Lord. This is a nice car. It's a lot faster than the green machine. Jesus. Turning in this game is the biggest turning and braking. It's not like any other game. And I don't mean that in a good way. It's like I'm playing Double Dash or something.
I wouldn't feel safe in a tank
Cars
with you driving.
bouncing around. I don't think World War II lieutenants are the ones who drive the tanks. But whatever. As the kids say, quote unquote, go off, I guess.
LAPD detectives, ma'am. We need to speak to someone in charge.
I see. Well, duty manager for today is Mr. Rasick. You should find him in his office.
They don't have the same duty manager every day. It seems kind of shady.
New and improved model. They'll be selling these like hotcakes.
So you're the first.
I'm sure everyone has $900 lying around. Water heaters have always been expensive.
Keep talking. Someday you'll say something intelligent.
I could arrest him just for that, but, you know, whatever.
I didn't come to California.
So Varley and all them will be right here in this lighted area. The lockers for them. Cause that's always how it is with these games. Why is this office even fully modeled in if you can't get in here? That'd be a good place to hide a film reel, in that office. Because you're tempted to go over here. Everyone in this game has the same wine red, comfy looking chair.
House fires. What can you tell us about this?
Pressure regulator from a Model 70. Let me take a look.
Is this Mr. Tarleton again?
We have a problem. This has been tampered with.
What?
You see this diaphragm? It forms a seal across the satellite. Gas flows across from here to here. The diaphragm regulates flow.
Good. These things should be soldered or welded the right side up so they can't be manually taken upside down and made into a bomb, because that's what they're doing. And it's real stupid on the manufacturer's part to just not have them welded in the correct way, so there's no possible way to just rip it out with your fingers and turn it upside down. That'd solve this entire desk in one motion.
It's been reversed. It's a subtle change, but it means the gas never closes off properly.
You see this guy on park benches and everything the entire game.
So you're telling me that this is not a manufacturing fault or service repair?
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the design.
I think you're lying, Razik. Either these heaters are flawed at inception, or they were badly put together. Which is it?
If you want to pursue that line of questioning, we could have our day in court. I'll put my engineering credentials up against yours.
Looks like I was mistaken. You're telling me that you've never had any problems with this heater?
Look, you've changed the design since the Model 70.
These things are still being installed?
It's the demand. None of us could keep up with the amount of housing going up. At the budget end, we're still using some of the old stock. We are installing 100 heaters a week. They're not all faulty.
They're not all safe either.
Are these diaphragms prone to failure?
They tend to go after a while. The rubber lasts quite a few years and then it perishes.
So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters, they're fully licensed and accredited.
Sure, of course they are.
I think you're lying, Razik. I think some of your men aren't fully licensed. You're desperate to cover your sales.
And how are you going to prove that, Detective? Name me one of my guys who would have overlooked a fault like this.
Do I do Varley or?
What about Reginald Varley?
You know about Varley. He's on the run for a divorce interstate. It's not so bad.
You in the habit of hiring criminals, Razik?
I need guys, Detective. This boom is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I want you to get me a copy of the list of your installers.
Okay, I'll get it for you.
So, the other guy is on,
There.
He has a warrant out for murder.
The housing business is going crazy at the moment.
This is a long shot. We are not going to rouse that whole list.
I want to run it by R&I.
This might be the most BS part in the entire game, what Phelps is about to say to this. He says all their names in one go without stopping, and the lady on the other end of the phone not only gets them all, but runs them in less than 3 seconds and gets the criminal first try.
See if any of these guys have any previous. Sir, I need to use your phone.
Go right ahead.
Said, that tastes funny to you?
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need to know if any of the following names have a previous criminal history.
Okay, Detective, run the names.
I think it's neat every time
Acevedo Ernesto,
Phelps
Clemens Walter, Elgrim
brings
John,
out his little book that we've been writing in and doing the entire game and the entire game.
Kelligrew Peter, Kuttner Robert.
How does he have paper still that's not used in there? How does he have blank paper still in there? Because we've written in that thing the entire time. Every single interview, he draws a little portrait in there.
Limehouse Albert, Manning Franklin, Neves Raymond,
I mean, just
Brian
listen to
Thomas,
this.
Ryan Matthew, Spurgeon William, Varley Reginald, Zurich Stephen.
Clemens Walter. Previous conviction for
I
arson
mean,
and
good
malicious
lord.
damage.
That's a minor flaw right there.
Westwood in 1942. 4-year jail term.
Thanks.
Ryan Matthew. Charged for contempt of court.
They don't share information across state lines in 1947. That's why Ted Bundy got away so many times.
Plea bargain down to assault charge.
Even though he was doing it in the 70s.
There is a Reginald Varley wanted for murder by Detroit Police Department.
Thanks. You've been a big help, young lady.
I mean, good lord. They don't share... Police... Back in the 40s, police are very territorial and very... They don't want anyone else going in their stuff because it's their town, you know, whatever. And they want to be the one doing the cases. They don't share information across county lines in the 40s, let alone state lines. And there's no computers, obviously. And there's no telefax or anything.
Your employment roster is quite the rogues
There's no way to share information.
Desperate times indeed.
What was I...
Do you have an address for Clemens?
He's working on an apartment building on Catalina and 3rd.
What about Ryan?
Currently working at a housing
There's no
development
paper over there that he's looking at.
Normandy and 1st Street.
Varley, where is he?
Beverly and Mariposa, currently working on a new housing development. Hey, Varley's a good guy. You can't harass all my people.
These guys have lockers.
Yes, they do, but my men have a right to some privacy. Don't you need a warrant or something?
Show him and keep quiet.
No, I guess he does have a paper. That's not where he was looking at, though. He was looking at this, like, cigarette, you know, ashtray. He wasn't looking up to the paper.
Here. Happy now?
Stick around, Mr. Rasick.
Some light reading on the merciless capitalist machine. Ryan wants the world to be a better place, don't we all?
I have read all that. This is a terrible... Why would you hide all your communist pamphlets, or, you know, in your locker? I mean, that's just not... I mean, come on.
Clemens is a fellow traveler.
So those are actually Clemens, I think, and the other guy's just holding them for him.
The company went through thousands of these in the war. Still got eaten alive. Varley has a problem with bugs.
You know that a mosquito coil takes an hour to burn down, Rasick?
No, I didn't know that.
It's the favorite choice of ignition by arsonists. Gives them time to get away.
You're crazy. He probably lives near the canals in Venice. Mind if I
That's
leave
all the
you to
clues.
it?
I aced all the questions too.
3 birds. Clemens, Ryan, Varley. Where to, Phelps?
Clemens is also Jack Campbell. I mean, yeah, no, it's Peter Campbell from Mad Men. So that's why I never go after him, because I like Mad Men. So yeah, Chevrolet. This is the guy who really did it. I'll just go in order.
You're behind the wheel.
God, my head hurts. Everything hurts. Again, the only prescription that would do any good would be snuggle time with the imaginary girlfriend.
Biggs, LAPD. We want some answers and we want them quick.
Okay, okay. What's this all about? Just tell me what you want.
Vincent, what's his name? 𝘚𝘵𝘴? It's something like that. 𝘚𝘵𝘴, I think. Vincent 𝘚𝘵𝘴, he's a terrible actor. I don't like his acting choices. And it's just, he's not a good actor. I could act better than him. And he's got a weird name too. Also, why would you not shorten your name if it's some dumb stuff like that? That's probably why he's only in Mad Men and that terrible My Friend Dahmer movie. And that's it. He's also definitely not 26 in 2011 because he's like 44 now. This is only 10 years ago, so.
You know Reginald Barley?
No? Can't say I do.
You have a real viper's nest at Insta-Heat, don't you? Arsonists, murderers, communists.
What's that got to do with me? You can't prove I'm behind all that. Look.
What?
I've been cooperative. How about letting me get back to work?
What the hell? He looks like he just... Lord. I know that was right. Look, all this...
Wait.
What?
Let's get this interview over with.
All this evidence in arson is only the first case, and only one of these is right when you go to accuse someone.
You were licensed and worked for Insta-Heat?
I contract for them. So what?
Insta-Heat hires arsonists, does it?
I've worked as a fitter all my life. Put everything I had into that house. And my fucking mudshark of a wife gets awarded it in settlement. She's blowing spics 2 at a time while I'm at work. And she gets the house. Yeah, I burnt it all right. Set fire to that fucker and watched it burn to the ground. I did my time and I'd do it again.
Sorry about the rouse, Clemens. You did the right thing.
Why does this guy always play douchebags in any sort of... Because Peter Campbell is probably the worst quote-unquote madman in Mad Men. I did that wrong. He's the worst quote-unquote madman, like the main madman in Mad Men. Okay? But he always plays the scumbag every single time. I mean, look at his sleazy smile. There's gross.
Do you know Matthew Ryan?
No. Don't know the name.
You and Ryan are fifth.
Why would they even lie about this? His lock was right next to him.
What proof do you have? Been following me to meetings?
We found a pamphlet in your locker, Clemens. We can add your name to the register. 𝘚𝘵𝘴 might want to interview you.
That shit was from Ryan. He's always pushing that shit on people. Drives me nuts. He's got it in for the company.
All right, Clemens. You're off the hook for the moment.
Can I get back to work now?
Let's get out of here, Phelps. He ain't our guy.
There might be a film reel here. It's definitely not a door you can go into, yeah, I was about to say. You can't really see him in the bushes, he's just kind of hanging out there. God, I feel like I'm about to keel over. I don't know how I never throw up during these videos, even though I've been, for the last 2 weeks, I've been nothing but, you know, come on.
Can you drive to this one?
I really should have, in the first episode, I should have gotten all
on the run. He might be packing heat.
I should have gotten the Dick Tracy outfit. The game would have gone by a lot faster.
You nervous?
It's been a while.
You were in combat.
In 1917. You know, I never fired my weapon in the line of duty.
That's nothing to be ashamed of. I hope your piece is still serviceable, Herschel.
I may be old and out of practice, but I'm still a Marine, Phelps.
It would be better for our case if we could bring him in, Herschel.
So it means Herschel would have been fighting World War I while the events of Red Dead Redemption 1 epilogue are going on.
LAPD, Varley! Stop or I'll shoot! Come on, Varley! You can't keep running
I can't
forever.
arrest him here by aiming the gun at him. That's not going to be enough. Oh.
Stop or I
That was
will
barely
shoot.
enough. Probably 1 or 1.5 more seconds and they would have been out of range.
Why did you run from us, Varley?
I'm gonna take a wild guess that you're the same Reginald Varley Detroit police have an outstanding warrant on. How am I doing so far?
I need a lawyer before I talk to any of you.
Reginald Varley, you're under arrest for committing a series of arsons. You're also under arrest for murder. Detroit PD will be putting in a request for your extradition. Until then, your guest is
Arson? You can't hang that rap on me.
Be quiet. Be thankful we don't shoot you.
Are all the cops in this town crazy?
Take him away, officer.
Okay, Mr. Murderer. We're the crazy ones. So I always charge him instead of... Or actually, no, I always charge Ryan. But it doesn't really matter.
You drive. Because
I always charge Ryan because he's just a douche. And because Varley's gonna get... He's gonna go to prison either way if you charge him with the arsons or not, because he's going to prison for murder. So,
Are you Matthew Ryan?
Who's asking?
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson squad.
Arson?
You heard the man.
Let's just put this stuff in the car and I'll be right with you.
Hold it, Ryan. I said,
son of a bitch.
the tools were like 3 feet above of like just the end of the bed. So he must have like really chucked those up there.
Those are GI's backyards he's crashing through.
The damage is only cosmetic.
He's a one-man wrecking ball.
Move in! I'll take out the van!
See, they do stupid, sharp, like 90-degree turns. And there's no way to
He's going to kill those men.
They'll get out of the way.
Only if they hear him coming.
Close in, Phelps. We need to take Ryan down before he hurts somebody.
He's hurting my feelings by doing these stupid BS 90-degree turns.
Step on it, huh?
I don't know why he stopped.
Smash the son of a bitch's rear wheel.
This is the slowest police car, I swear. If this was Roy's Cadillac, this would have already been over by now. Why is that solid?
We gotta get this
Get
guy
out of
in
the
the road
way.
before we can get an angle on him.
This man has got to be stopped.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Douchebag, Jesus. Good thing he's going like 10 miles an hour up here. More like 25. Yeah, actually try 30.
Jesus, what is he doing?
Tramp! Oh, Jesus!
Give it up, LAPD!
He should be on the ceiling of his car right now.
You got a reason to be scared, Ryan?
Matthew Ryan, I'm arresting you on suspicion of committing a series of arsons.
We have 3 suspects. As much as I'd like it to be Chapman, I think it's one of the other 2 guys. Let's get to the station and close this case.
I think Herbert Chapman gets killed in a either and a main story mission or a side mission. I've not done any side missions in this, and I won't. I'm only doing the main story. But I've already done all the side missions on my 100% account. And got all the cars, I did everything. But all these one-off characters that you see only appear once, they usually appear again in, Jesus Christ, in precarious situations in the optional side quest-esque side missions.
They can make a claim to the
What the hell am I
department.
doing? Okay. I'm tired of driving.
You're behind the wheel.
I don't know what it is about today, but even though I feel like shit, I would stab someone to suck face right now. With a cute girl, obviously. I'm not a homosexual.
In the end, I have 2 suspects. Phelps.
It got cut off. This is hour like number 2.5 probably. LA Noire Part 7.
1. Varley's in 2.
Hey, Hopkins, you practicing your asshole routine again? Come on, Phelps.
Alright, where is... never mind. Oh wait, is that a... I was about to say. All the cells are already taken up in here. Oh, never mind, there's one. I got this guy's all alone by himself in the sad cell. The one that's not lit. No. Good lord, where's the interview rooms?
I didn't want to arrest him.
We have Matthew Ryan in custody, Varley. I think all we need to do is ask him about this, and he'll rat you out.
Fuck Ryan, that pinko bastard.
Have you ever worked on a place on Rosewood Avenue? Family by the name of Sawyer?
Maybe. I'm from out of town. I go where they send me. I don't do a lot of repairs, though. I'm flat out on new installations.
Why are you lying to me, Varley? If Suburban wants their new installations completed, why are you bothering with wrecks like the Sawyer house?
So I'm lying just because I can't remember if I was there or not? How can you prove that I was?
Your name is on the inside door of their water heater.
Okay. You got me there. Suburban, yeah, they wanted that guy out. Sawyer kept complaining about not being able to get his heater service, so they threw in a free service as a sweep. I think he played him though, because he still wouldn't sell.
Other way around, but whatever.
What would reversing the diaphragm of an Insta-Heat Model 70 do?
Yeah, I made that mistake before. You get a big bang when you turn the pilot back on.
So you didn't deliberately sabotage the water heater at the Sawyer house?
No, I did not. You out of your mind?
I don't believe you, Varley. I think Suburban wants homeowners who don't want to sell out of the way.
I think you're out of your mind. Where is the evidence that I have done anything to contribute to this fire? Huh?
Arsonists use cigarettes and mosquito coils as time delay fuses. We found an open box of mosquito coils in your locker.
Whoa, hang on! Those things, they belong to Ryan, all right? He asked me to hold them because his locker's full of stupid pamphlets. I thought he used them for camping.
We're done for now.
So that's another reason why I always charge.
You're either going back to Detroit to face a murder rap, or you're staying here to answer for these arsons.
Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
That's why I always charge, not Varley. Ryan, yeah. Where the hell's the other interview room?
It's door
There it
knocking
is.
all morning.
Save yourself some time and get this thing off your chest.
You gonna close the door there, pal?
If that's your opening gambit, you better try again.
Also, he's just stubborn and he's arrogant.
So you want to change the world, Ryan?
Yes, I do. So does every reasonable person.
And you're doing your part?
Yes, I am.
Does that include sabotaging water heaters to destroy a company?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is industrial sabotage, Ryan. It's all part of your campaign.
You're delusional, detective. What campaign?
Your locker is full of pamphlets. Clemens told us how you were always foisting them on people.
Sure. I spread the pamphlets. A guy has to do something. Insta-heat heaters break down every day. They're still peddling the same lousy design that they lifted from Hephaestus.
Insta-heat bought out Hephaestus?
Them, Vulcan, Pyro, and a bunch of other companies.
And you still work for them?
A guy has to work.
And the directors of the company. How do you feel about them these days?
You work it out.
You know how to reverse a diaphragm in the regulator valve of a Model 70 heater?
No, I don't.
If you know enough to do your job, you know enough to do that repair. You're lying, Ryan.
And how do you think you can prove that? Looks like you're the one who
Jesus
needs
Christ.
advice on how to do his job.
That was doubt, Ted.
What can you tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nothing.
Tell me the truth, Ryan. It's the only chance you've got. You're getting some kind of kickback from the fund.
So I'm an agitator for change, but I take kickbacks. How does that make any sense?
You're off the hook.
I don't know what Cole's fetish is for kickbacks, because no one has any yet.
I think Suburban is a front for your anarchist buddies. They're arranging for people to be out of town while you burn their houses down.
Suburban? What's that got to do with me? That's Varley's bilk. He's the one with the cozy agreement with those fascists.
You have a history of violence.
I have no such thing.
You're lying, Ryan.
And how exactly are you gonna prove that?
You were charged with attempted murder, Ryan.
It was a court case. No criminal liability was the verdict. They said that they couldn't have known that the faulty heater installation would cause a fire. All I know is I lost my whole family. And the company that was responsible got away with it. What would you do?
Which company?
Hephaestus Water Heater Company.
That's it
So I'm
for the
gonna
moment,
charge Ryan, but I'm gonna go
So I can
back
go?
and
Sure. As soon as your red friends storm the building and carry out, you'll keep your seat until we decide how long to lock you up for, knucklehead.
Guy gave us away for tap.
so I'm gonna go ask Varley the other question that I got from doing Ryan.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a...
Oh, well, never mind. If I talked to Ryan first, then I could have talked to Varley about the statement that Ryan made.
Matthew Ryan, I'm charging you with committing a series of arsons and for the murders of Hank Sawyer, Edwina Sawyer, Henry Sawyer, and Jessica Sawyer.
You're putting an innocent man away here. You hear me? I didn't set any fires. I didn't kill that family.
Obviously, neither of them did it. It's the Harlan Fontaine man.
Phelps, what you did to your wife and kids was un-American.
My wife threw me out.
Did I ask for your opinion? You're here to listen to mine. What I was going to say, before I was interrupted, was you did a good job on the 𝘚𝘵𝘴 case. We don't often get results in arson, so well done.
What about me? Do I get a little stamp on my hand or a lollipop or something?
What you get is another case. A bad one, unfortunately.
Yeah. Four stars, that's surprising, seeing as how did I miss a clue? I missed a clue? Good lord. What? It had to have been the bricks. Because I was looking for the bricks at both houses and I didn't find them. Also, I don't really care. I feel terrible. Whatever. Alright, I'll do the next case and then that'll be it for part 7. This is probably already too long as it is. I've already skipped too many flashbacks for you, the viewer, to understand what the flashbacks mean going forward. So I'm just gonna skip all of them. I probably shouldn't have skipped them in the first place, but whatever. This is where you go and talk with Leland Monroe, and he kind of just threatens you the entire time. So, the origami killer. This game and Heavy Rain came out roughly the same time, so there's no way they could have ripped each other
House
off
fire.
with
Bad
this.
one. At least 4 Vicks. Get out there and find out what you can. The address is 650 North Hobart.
The windows in this game are always dirty. If you look on the left. I can go in Bunko? Aha! I knew it. I knew there was a book in here.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Alright, so I probably should find the other 6 of these. Because it's real easy to just find them. And the Dick Tracy outfit's the best, it's the most busted outfit in the entire game.
I say we bust in
There's obviously not going to be anything else in here if there was a novel. But yeah.
Phelps. I think his name.
There's always stuff at the police stations. I think there was a badge at the first one in Central. In Hollywood there was a film reel, which I already gotten apparently, because it wasn't there when I did my extensive search. And that was a novel.
You hear about Rancho Escondido?
Are we having a conversation, Biggs?
Okay, fuck it. Forget I'm in the new housing developments, a couple of weeks from completion. Burned to the ground last night. GIs are ready to move in this weekend. Developer's gonna have some very angry customers.
Any Central unit, any
Shame
Central
about
unit,
Jeff.
211 in progress.
The arson desk has been trying to nail that son of a bitch for years.
He's still in custody, Herschel.
Wanna bet? They'll have kicked him loose already. Can't hold him for misdemeanor cigarettes and matches.
That's illegal, but whatever. I turned into the far left lane while turning to the right. It's not.
Cut it out!
The next game I really want to do is Destroy Humans. Actually, I can't do Destroy Humans because I have it for the original Xbox, as I should, because it's the best console to play it on, and the only console to play it on, I'm pretty sure. And I can't screen record original Xbox, although I wish I would. I'd play Battlefront 2 just all day. And Halo 2, and yeah, I'm getting off topic. Odds are the next game I play through is going to be Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest. Or no, it's Diddy's Conquest. It's real, yeah, it's Diddy's Conquest. That game is the ultimate September, October, November game. Perfect, the soundtrack is amazing. It's one of the best soundtracks in any video game ever made. Windows 96, Gabriel Eduardo. He made a, what's it called? Eugenia Forest? I think that's his album. It sounds like something just right out of Donkey Kong Country 2. and it has a certain level of... There's so many different little barrels hidden and things hidden in the levels that are just off screen that you don't see, that an experienced player such as myself will, you know, point out. And I have beat that game once in my life when I was probably 14, and I haven't played it really much since. And I do remember that I beat Squawk's Screech, the level where you race the other bird. I beat that first try, and that's known as one of the hardest video game levels in history, is Screech's Squash. It's you know, it's the thorn one, you know. I beat it first try when I was 14, and I probably won't do it first try, but I remember being so over the moon, because that was sweat was dripping down my forehead. Lord. I could also do the GameCube 007 James Bond games. Movie review is also coming soon. Probably start off with Heather's, LA Confidential, Zodiac, Zero Day, Cuffs, Running Empty, Casino, Reservoir Dogs, Memento, Jacob's Ladder, Social Network, Usual Suspects, you know, things like that. Clue, you know, good movies. Really good movies, actually. Top 10 material, top 15 material, actually, as the list went further down. Other games I could do. I have all 3 Donkey Kong Countries, but the thing is, my SNES kinda is probably towards the end of its life. It's glitching out. Every 60 seconds or so it cuts out audio or cuts out video. Something's always happening. And yeah, but odds are Donkey Kong Country or I should probably really do them in order, but Donkey Kong Country 2 is by far the best Donkey Kong Country. Hell, it's the best SNES game made, Donkey Kong Country 2. Yeah, I'm really impressed with it. It's definitely top 10. I think it's number 6 or 5. Because it's Thousand Year Door, which I'll do eventually too. Thousand Year Door, this game, which is LA Noire. Mario Party 5. It might be, I might move it up to number 4 actually, because number 4 originally is Battlefront 2. Not EA's Battlefront 2, the original. But I might, and then Halo 2. But I might actually move up Donkey Kong Country 2, because it's just it's like Halloween, October. You know, when you know how you can smell some seasons and you just walk out the door and you smell like the leaves and whatever, the pumpkins or whatever you smell. That's exactly how that game feels. It's such just a September, October, autumn, fall game in every single aspect. It smells just like, I mean, it plays and sounds, the music, and is an experience that it's like fall to me, autumn, and yeah, really good game. Can't say enough good things about it. The level of difficulty back when games were actually, you know, you felt accomplished for beating it because it was actually genuinely challenging. The last modern game that actually had that feeling is probably this game, LA Noire, and before that probably Sunshine, Super Mario Sunshine. Yeah, I'm getting off topic here. We need to start doing this. I'll probably put this as a timestamp on my video so you can actually see what's going on. Also, I might... Jesus. This LA Noire Part 7 might actually make the playlist, now that I think about it, because I think I want to have at least one gameplay video on the playlist, and it's either going to be probably this, one of the other LA Noirs, or one of the unmasked episodes, but I think it'll probably be this one because it's a nice video, it's a nice quality, screen recorded, you can hear my voice clearly, as clearly as you can with a $60, just, you know, microphone, earbud microphone that's plugged into the PS4 controller, because that's what I'm doing right now. But yeah, this is not an accurate portrayal of my real voice. My real voice on a much higher quality microphone would be much suaver than this. But I'm getting off topic here. It took me like 25 minutes to get from the station to this house. It's only like 2 minutes away. time is it? 5:49. So when you see Malcolm with his arms crossed, you know that things are about to get real. Carruthers is by far my favorite character from this game. His class and professionalism is just, it's really something, and it's admirable.
Morelli, Mike, we recovered a picture of the family.
Okay. Anything else?
To be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch, he's the expert.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved.
Ooh.
I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched.
What parts of their bodies that aren't scorched? They're all scorched.
They wouldn't have felt a thing.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved him into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
What are they doing?
Prayer effect is from the fire. Muscles and tendons contract.
I thought one of them fell down. I could have swore that happened. The man, obviously. I don't think they'd make the woman or the children fall down. It has to be the man. I don't know why Phelps isn't recognizing that the Morellis were one of the families in the travel book.
People have died in this world. And how big heaven would have to be to accommodate them bigs.
No, I have not. Show some respect.
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
We got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fires?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He was trying to redeem himself. Probably thought they'd be happier together.
Spot on detective work there, Phelps. That's exactly the answer. And of course, it's saddening that Kelso is going to have to be the one to figure all this out. I don't know why they couldn't have made Phelps the playable character all the way through, then had Kelso be the Jack Marston or the John Marston if you're playing Red Dead Redemption 2 that you play as in the epilogue after Phelps dies in the end.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
You could be right. Can you come up with an alternative explanation?
I'm sure it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Evidence?
Stop your
Albert,
violence.
check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same.
Actually, I might just buy Bully, because Bully's like $7.99 on the PlayStation Store right now, and that'd be another nice screen-recorded video. Also, The Walking Dead, the game, Telltales, is $34.99 for all 4 seasons, which is hundreds and hundreds of hours of content. Now, that game is massive. I've done 7 parts, counting this video, of LA Noire. They're 3 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours each video. And it'd take probably 30 or 40 parts of The Walking Dead, the game, with 3-hour-long videos to complete that game. And I just do not have that in me right now to do that. As much as I want to play that, and as much as a good experience that would be, I'm not going to do that for months and months and months. Because no one's going to see this, is the thing. Until something happens, one way or another. This is an unlisted video, you're never going to see this. And yeah, I'm not doing that for my own, yeah, not happening. But Bully, I don't think Bully's very long. It's another Rockstar game. Bully 2 is supposed to come out in 2019, and I don't think it's even been fully developed yet. They're still working on it because of COVID, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know how that would affect that much for video game developers. Your entire job is on a computer and doing stuff on a computer. World crisis shouldn't really affect that all that much. Whatever.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating Biggs.
I know there's more evidence here. There's a basement here too, I'm pretty sure. Yep. It's weird that there's a basement here because there's nothing in the basement. There's no clues in the basement. So it's weird that the basement even exists. That's a huge baseball. That's like the size of his hand. There's no baseball that big in the 1940s. Unless it's a softball, but I don't think softball was pretty mainstream in the 40s. So isn't that the girls' room? Nope, never mind. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's nothing in the basement. Yeah, some pliers. That's all there is in the basement. Does not help at all. I mean, I don't know why they'd fully model an entire basement to have nothing down here. No film reel, no badge, no anything. Seems like a waste of resources. Good lord, where's the... That's what to say. That was a hairbrush, I'm pretty sure. It might have been a mirror. So I know I'm missing clues here, is the thing.
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fucker. End of story. You getting this?
So, the one person who could, since I've been skipping the war flashbacks, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But the only person who could sympathize with Cole in this situation is Biggs, because he was a Marine lieutenant in World War I, whereas Phelps was a lieutenant in World War II. So that's probably why, among other reasons, the opening monologue in this game, which is one of the best openings to any game ever, probably the best actually, the monologue is from Herschel. So it's no coincidence that Herschel's the last partner. Because he can relate with Phelps and everything, and they have a lot of similarities, and he's got the best, like, conclusion ending voice, if that makes sense.
You remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ.
So now he remembers.
Take a look around, work the neighbors, see what they do. I'll go across the street.
Okay, I'll try this side.
This is Dudley Foreman, who I think is Red Foreman's biological father, because they have so much in common, and it would fit the time period, is what I'm saying. But obviously, you know, that's just a little childish, like, you know, they're not related, obviously. This has nothing to do with that 70s show, but it's fun to theorize. I don't genuinely believe that he is. It's just, it's a coincidence. Probably all these families have a dog, but there's never any dog that's recovered. Yeah, I was about to say. If I went to Dudley, then I would have just completely skipped over this.
Looks like the same model.
Good lord.
This is the flashpoint. The heater detonated with enough force to expose the foundations.
I'm still missing something. Oh. There we go. September 19th, 1947.
How did you get my number, Ira? At first, I didn't understand.
So yeah, it's Ira, not Butch.
But now
I knew it was something like that.
I'd like you to come back to the clinic. I'm helping other people now, Doctor.
So obviously this is the person you're trying to find.
I'm not confused anymore, Doctor. I'm helping people be together.
This world is only temporary. We'll all be happier in heaven.
Why don't you tell me where you are and I can come to you? I think the fires should end now. They have served their purpose. Oh, the fires are only beginning, Doctor. After the fires, everything will be beautiful and clean.
Everything will be erased.
So Ira went insane on Okinawa, and he's been insane. Courtney Sheldon, who is now dead by this time, tried to get him help, but since Fontaine is evil, he took advantage of Ira and used him to light the fires because he's in it, because Fontaine's in the housing development, suburban redevelopment fund with Luna Monroe, and it's really convoluted and complicated, but you know, I could go on, but I'm not going to.
I can see my purpose now, Doctor. And you helped me to find it.
So Ira does actually end up killing Fontaine, which I wish you got to kill Fontaine, but as long as he's dead, doesn't really matter. They give anyone a PhD in 1947, or earlier than that, because I'm assuming he's been a licensed doctor for years up to this fact.
Someone was keeping watch. Looks like they were here for quite a while. Brand looks distinctive.
I never understood why he said the brand looks distinctive, because you never follow up on the cigarette angle.
Whoever he was wearing boondockers. I would know that imprint anywhere.
All the clues, there we go. Finally. Here's Dudley Foreman. I'm going to look around his property first, even though I've already found the clues. His house is kind of minimally damaged. It's a really small shed. Knowing Dudley Foreman, there's probably a chopped up woman in there. You gotta love those 2D windows with just a JPEG inside. I knew it.
Standard man's dress shoe.
So Dudley was he's not the suspect. Okay, every possible thing I could have gotten, I've gotten up to this point.
LAPD.
This might be
Can
a
you tell me
Fox
anything about the
case.
fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Haven kind of looks like Red. Not really, he's got a different nose, but he's got the same demeanor.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't.
The wires in the back.
Sold up.
What do you mean?
In the top
They're
left.
knocking down all these old
Pushing
houses
in and
and
out.
building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
Did you see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
Do
Man,
you have anyone working on the house recently? A maintenance man?
I should have. I don't know why I didn't accuse.
I doubt it.
I could have used the
Why would they bother
evidence.
these old places? What with redevelopment?
I don't know how I... That was retarded. That's not an accurate portrayal. I had a low blood sugar moment.
You said someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. They're billboards.
Well, there goes my 5-star rating.
That Monroe character
I always
beaming
nail
down
it.
at you.
I always ace it.
We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family is dead. They couldn't have all deserved that. I want you to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed. He built the house himself. He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
Well, he's not going to anymore, so...
You said the Morellis had won a weekend away to Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. Then I find out they were still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
I think you know plenty about the competition, Mr. Foreman. I think Morelli was holding out, and that was threatening all the other sales that were taking place around here.
That may or may not be true. You can speculate all you like, but you have no way of proving what you just said.
Don't ask, you never find out. I need more, Mr.
Good
Foreman.
Lord.
Tell me what you know about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
I know nothing about it. I've never heard of it.
I've never choked that hard on Foreman before.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Foreman.
I just played this game 5 months ago.
If you're interested, I have
100%
one of
of
those
it.
competition flyers in the kitchen. I can get it
So
for
he
you if you
gives
like.
this to you no matter what.
great.
But Herschel also finds one on the floor is the thing.
A couple of things. What did you pick up?
Hold a piece of bacon. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer.
For what?
For Elysian Fields developments.
Oh, I see you already have one.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
It doesn't take a Cole Phelps level detective to know that there's a connection here. Biggs could have figured it out on his own. Biggs might be the smartest partner you're with in terms of casework. Galloway being probably the weakest. And Bukowski being above Galloway. Ralph is an idiot. It goes, for terms of incompetence during casework, it goes Ralph. I like how I just call him Ralph instead of his last name. It goes Ralph, Galloway, Bukowski, Earl, and then Biggs, probably. Earl might be above Biggs, because he knows the game so well. But, I don't know. Oh, I screwed that up. That was an easy 5-star case, and I blew it.
I need an address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment, Detective. The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
If you have a message, contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Commander?
Leads on the Morelli fire.
We're about to go and visit Elysian Fields Development.
So obviously the captain's in with it. Into it with Leland.
He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief.
We're both in on it too.
I'm
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a report on my desk today.
The only good gum company that
Kelty
makes
has warned us
peppermint and spearmint gum is 𝘚𝘵𝘳𝘰𝘴. What's it called? Oh yeah, peppermint, spearmint. Yep. Every other company, I've researched this very thoroughly and heavily, and for your money and for the product, 𝘚𝘵𝘳𝘴 or 𝘚𝘵𝘳𝑒. I like a 𝘚𝘵𝘳𝑒 better, but it's actually 𝘚𝘚𝘳𝑒. It's the way to go.
Off over at leisure.
Makes sense. It's a dead end. We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go.
So Rancho Escondido is definitely where you find the bricks, because there's no other. Actually, he's driving.
You know the way.
I'm gonna have Biggs drive everywhere from now on because I went way too long. I went on for way too long about the next game I was gonna play and Donkey Kong Country 2. I might have to buy a SNES is the thing, because I don't know how reliable my SNES is gonna be, or SNES, you know.
You know,
they're only like 30-40 bucks.
There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
That's an underrated line from this game.
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for
Smart
a fray.
mouth son of a bitch.
That was a lot of blood for... Good lord. Well, assault on a police officer right there. He's going to prison. They don't mess around with that in the 40s.
Stop
I'm
shooting
sure.
a GI. We're gonna have to pacify these poor saps.
I punched this... Last time I punched this guy right in the... Right... Oh, well, never mind. It was over before it started. I like how most of them just ran away. What? Broke his back on the concrete, Jesus. Again. What? I'm pushing the finish button and it's not doing it. I don't know what's going on.
Good thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay then. Let's see if there's anything.
So there's probably a clue inside the house, and there's definitely a clue on the side with the bricks. Actually, I'm just gonna use intuition because, again, I'm strapped for time. Oh, never mind. I'm strapped for time here. Where is the bricks? Yeah.
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on a cheap.
So that's a really crucial... If you overlook this, which is really easy to, because there's no indication that this clue is here. It's just a wall of bricks. And that's one of the most crucial things you can bring up with Leland Monroe, is the faulty bricks. So it's really important that you get that clue.
If we're paying a visit to Elysian and ruining my career, let's bite the bullet and get out of there.
So out of all of these houses here, there's gotta be at least 20. I guarantee you there's probably at least another clue or gold film record somewhere, something here. But the thing is, I'm not going through every single one of them to look for things, but there's so many different, I mean, this entire plot, as far as you can see, this one and then the one over here. I guarantee you there's some sort of hidden thing here somewhere. But again, I'm not doing with that right now. Is the music still playing? I didn't get the all clues found music is the thing. So, I don't know, who cares? I've already blown my 5-star rating, so there's no point in trying to be a completionist. No.
You can drive.
How did all these houses catch on fire, but there's green grass everywhere? All the grass isn't dead yet.
You're behind the wheel.
Get behind the wheel, Biggs. Jesus.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
What
Can
the
you
hell is
drive to
going
this
on?
one?
Good Lord. They parked on the curb here. All of my devices always seem to die right when I'm doing gameplay videos, so I can't check the time or set timers. This is the first week of the NFL season. I think I'm pretty sure I correctly predicted every single winner who's won so far. I don't know who won the Jets versus Panthers game. I said the Jets weren't winning, but I said the Jets were winning, which is probably... I really want the New York Jets to win a Super Bowl. They're one of my favorite teams. If you look at my tier list part 2 video, I list them all. You know, favorite teams. But I do like the New York Jets. They're underappreciated. And they're also not very good, but, you know, whatever.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. You don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers.
I could have swore that the actress that plays Peggy Olson in Mad Men, who's one of my least favorite Mad Men characters, she's just terrible in so many ways that I could list off right now, but I'm already over the limit for this video, and I really don't want to be here for 4 hours. And, what was I saying? I know she's in this game somewhere, but I think I might have already just passed her and didn't recognize her. I don't know. Because I didn't think she was in Arson.
Thanks, man.
You watch, it's going to be her right here. Room door. Right there, on the bottom right.
Wonder how many more layers.
It just kind of blends in.
Get to this guy.
I would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is with weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
Biggs is a lot like Earl, now that I'm really playing this all in succession.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Jack Kelso. My cock. Whoever designed this building needs to go back to architectural school. They need to have a lesson from Ethan Mars, who's a terrible architect.
Biggs.
That's only $100,000 for a house in LA. Of course, they're built terribly, and they're probably going to be set on fire eventually.
We're
But
investigating a series of domestic
there were still more
fires.
things they could have done.
Terrible.
Oh, he has a different chair.
How
He
can
has
I
a different chair than everyone else. That's how I know he's the main character. Leland Monroe is pretty much the main antagonist of LA Noire. If there is a main antagonist besides maybe Roy. Yeah. Okay. So this is real tricky to get right. And I've done it before, obviously, for the 100%, but yeah.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation,
I can't
Mr.
imagine
Monroe?
that it's
Coincidence?
Explanation. explanation.
a higher demand than now in 2021.
What's to explain?
As soon as the house gets
I
listed,
advertise
it's
on radio
gone
and
within a week.
billboards for buyers,
Half a
and
week.
advertise for sellers using waybill.
Okay, I did not listen to any of that because I've been...
We hear that Suburban is under severe time pressure to complete work on the new houses. I think you're getting heavy-handed about it, and it's gone wrong.
I hope you have some proof of how I'm involved in this. I'll be happy to sue you for whatever you're worth.
America. Okay. How is he involved in this? I know he's lying, here's the thing. There's the police chief in the back on the right.
It's like I made a mistake. We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecue, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. But I'm not familiar with that one.
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son.
His
Missing the
face
vital
is
ingredient called
legit on the flyer. So this one's a no-brainer, but his other ones are kind of...
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe.
See?
You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? You want to
They're all
accuse them
corrupt.
of murder as well?
Also, when Kelso finds the reel that's in the abandoned theater, they just left that piece of evidence there of them doing their sneaky deals for anyone to just stumble in and find. If Phelps is the one that found that, they'd all be in prison. But since it's, you know, dummy Kelso, I don't agree with Kelso as a character. He's too stupid to be a detective. But you have him playing as a detective, and it's just stupid. Halfway done.
Made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been reported.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
I think you're being less than candid, Mr. Monroe. You're building these homes to some timetable. You're under pressure to get rid of the holdouts.
And how exactly do you think you can prove that?
I don't think this is correct. Some sort of timetable, so if there's an essence of speed. That might be it, but I really don't want to... Okay. I think you're being less than candid, Mr. Monroe. You're building these homes to the timetable. You're under pressure to get rid of the holdouts. And how exactly do you think you're going to prove that in a court of law, detective? Okay, so he's under pressure. So he has to have the land demolished. I don't think that's...
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake
solid
the tree to
enough
see
for
what
me
falls
to
out.
do that.
Come on, Mr. Monroe.
Okay, thank God.
You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the waste basket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
Ace it, because this one is definitely the burnt bricks one.
What's Elysian Field's involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulation.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
You're lying, bro. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
So, these bricks right here is probably the easiest to overlook clue in the entire game. And it's what makes or breaks this so really good on yours truly's part to find this.
I'm no expert, but I think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life.
So that's when California Fire and Life gets involved. Curtis Benson is one of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund people, and he's Jack Kelso's boss, who, if you've been watching all these, is in cahoots with Courtney Sheldon, who sold the morphine in the first place, and he's also in cahoots with Phelps from the war. And it's all very complicated. It's not complicated if you've watched all 16 plus hours of me doing this gameplay, which I doubt you have. I don't know who I'm even talking to. These are unlisted videos, no one's ever going to see these.
The arsonist. You have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think. The contractors I used for Weaver. Suppose it could be any of them. I have a list of their names. Could it be of any help?
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD.
Everyone who says that in this game, that's always happy to help the LAPD, is always evil.
Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
So he's threatening now.
Glad to be of help, officers.
He's still in here? Oh, is that the highway? Oh, okay. I feel like I missed something that was on the side over here, but I can't get to it now because of, Yep. This office looks very uncomfortable. You think a tycoon like Leland Monroe would be in the, penthouse skyscraper. Not in just the second floor of this rinky-dink building. Where's the, Chapman.
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Your boss is a fine man.
Oh, there's definitely something in here. There's got to be a film reel in here. Leland Monroe was too important to this game for them to not have snuck in something to his office. As dumb as that sounds.
Problem now.
Really? Really?
There's going to be trouble.
Man, I really thought there'd be one here.
That's the creep.
Whatever.
Operator, message for KGPL.
There's a long wire on the phone.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective.
Herschel has a case of jazz hands over there.
Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thank you.
Another Elsa scene, that's just what this game needed. This is the credits song that plays after Phelps' death. I mean, it's a good track from this game, but it's overhyped, in my opinion. Also, here's the boys back in town.
Buy me
He
a
lost
drink,
his hat
Cole?
again.
No! Not even for old time's sake? Not even for that. You're not gonna ask me why I'm here? I wouldn't give you the pleasure. Get around her. She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you. Stay away from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
This is our number, God knows what, to the monstrosity that is LA Noire Part 7. So there's many similarities, as I was saying before I was cut off, there's many similarities to this game and LA Confidential. Compromising pictures that I think Roy Earl takes, even though he has to either climb a massive vine to get to Lichtman's apartment or have a big ass ladder in his Cadillac, which he has neither, obviously. But he's the intended person who took the pictures. Roy had the compromising pictures of Elsa and Cole together, which is very like the, you know, Ed Exley and Kim Basinger in LA Confidential. When they show, you know, Russell Crowe. You know what I mean? So it's just another similarity is what I'm pointing out.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation.
Everyone makes fun of Herschel in this game. Leland just called him a fidgety or something, and now Roy's calling him a doofus.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that company.
I have a pretty good idea, Roy.
They cut each other off. Minor flaw number 40 something. I don't know. I can't keep track. I probably should. It always happens with Roy and Cole is the thing.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle.
Again.
Thanks for the drink, Cole.
Herschel. It's called a hunchback. I don't know what everyone has against Herschel.
You get the message about Monroe?
Yeah. Earl delivered it. You?
Kelty. Started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Herschel. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K, 11K.
So this is going to be the end of the mission after I find, Herbert Chapman. And I like the line where they say, after you catch Chapman, he gets killed by the tram. I think it's inevitable. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That he gets killed and you can't do anything about it. But the police chief or the, no, not the police chief, the police captain, he'll say, "You'll be calling Dick Nixon a criminal next." And that's just a good line because obviously, even though Nixon is completely innocent.
11K en route.
Let's go pick him up. I'm not getting into that. Richard Nixon's one of the best Republican presidents of all time.
But I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know.
So here's Kelso's introduction, even though you've already seen him countless times, into the main story.
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time. For some reason, seeing you makes me think of him.
Has
Jack spoken to you about his experiences on...
So Jack shoots, or not Jack, Courtney shoots Phelps, is the thing. Again, because Courtney Sheldon is a coward, and he's the worst character in this game, by far, and everything he does is wrong in this game. He hasn't had a single good interaction with the player, which is me, yours truly, in this situation. But yeah, Courtney Sheldon is a terrible character in a great game.
For the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
Where the hell am I going? Takes forever to stop, the brakes in this, good lord. I smell apple pie or cherry pie or something in the background, which we don't have in my possession. That guy was sitting on the window,
If you're gonna drive
and he like
this, at least use the
rewind a couple seconds and look at the far left. The guy in the pink pants, he was sitting on the window and like got pushed down when the game loaded in. That's a nice car, a red one. Usually I'm not a fan of cherry red paint jobs. I also don't like cherry red lipstick. I don't like any lipstick actually on women. I don't know. There's nothing better than just natural pink lips. Not like fake neon pink or whatever you're using. I mean, like, lip balm is fine, obviously. But lipstick just, it gets everywhere too, is the thing. If you run into something, if you're a woman and you wear lipstick and you run into something, it's gonna have a big old lipstick mark when you scrape your face off of it, you know. It's not a good, I don't know, it's not a good look. I don't know why.
You know the way. You can drive.
So I don't know why I'm making this go on longer than it has to. He can just be Herschel could just drive everywhere, and I don't know what the deal is. But this is a chase right here, and Chapman will finally perish. I'm not looking forward to converting this video, because I think this is probably going to be the longest one. And I started this like 3 days ago. And this is just a continuation.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some kind of problem.
Let's take a look at the car.
What do you mean you need to move? His car is on the gravel. And you have like a little hand, like manual push mower. And it looks like the grass is already mowed. So there's many things wrong with this guy's statement. Lord, so you're supposed to check the back of that car, obviously, but the car's parked on gravel. There's no grass anywhere near the car. That statement holds no validity. That'd be a good place to put something right here, because usually, if you're going around here, you just completely ignore this little hideaway. That'd be a good place to put a badge right here. Because usually everywhere that you have to go that is mandatory, you always want to check the backyard, sides of the house, etc. Because that's where the developers are going to put like hidden things at. They're not going to put them out in the middle of nowhere. It's got to be next to like a location, you know, like on the map. You see the little pictures? Yeah, these things, it's going to be next to like a location or, you know, somewhere you go to in the main story. It's not going to be just, you know, right here, you know. Actually, need a better, it's not going to be just, you know, just in a random suburb, you know. Somewhere that you never go in the story, in the main story, or any side missions or anything.
Let's see what he's hauling around. Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence. should advise the APB. He's clearly armed.
I don't know why Remington didn't want to lend their name. I guess, whatever. That's obviously supposed to be Remington instead of Bennington.
Definitely gives him opportunity.
Hold it, Cole. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat.
You'll go to that same laundromat
He's
later
seen us.
in Nicholson electroplating.
Again.
Son of a
This
bitch,
is
you
really
must have
stupid
caught the
on
trolley.
Chapman's part.
We gotta move fast, Cole.
So what was he getting at the laundry?
I'll call
I mean,
this
good
in,
Lord.
get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL. 11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar. Currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise
that guy
all
was
units.
just laying down on the tracks
Suspect
waiting
is
to
in
get run
control of
over.
the car and driving dangerously.
So, Human Resources Court Patrol was an embarrassment disaster. The baseball pitching episode. I hate that. Hated that.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him.
Good lord, that whatever that was flipping it. What? Good lord. These are really flying. My part 2, where I ramp it off the fire hydrant, they didn't get that much air, but I mean, no one's ever gonna get that much air again. I put a timestamp in the description of that
like a break and slow
part
the
2.
thing down.
If you wanted to jump to that real quick and see what I'm talking about. And I go about 30 feet in the air, which is unheard of in this
As soon as he
game.
ditches the tram, we'll be there to grab him. Get me closer to the driver's cabin. I'll plug Chapman.
I don't think there's any real strategy here. I think you just kind of wait for it, because it's going to get rammed eventually. And you just kind of try not to get hit by the cars on the side, much like that.
End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
Shot him once in the tit and he fell over.
Looks like we have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. There seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
Fires benefit Elysian in some way. I see Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. Hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
All the cars are just not there anymore.
Nice work,
It's my
gentlemen.
fault.
Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives.
Yeah, here it is.
Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. Couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? We'll be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
I don't think that guy would live long enough to... Oh, here it is. This is Redemption. This is the best arson track in the entire game. She has a nice apartment.
A letter from Lou.
Oh yeah, Lou.
His insurance policy name.
Lou, what's his name? It's something German. Salamander? It's something like this. Sounds like Salamander. Schledenheimer? Something like that. Also, I don't know why they couldn't hire a real German woman to play Elsa. Because she mispronounces pretty much every word that she does in German. And, yeah. Not good. What was I saying? I was saying something before all this. Or whatever.
California fire and life. You work for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something.
So this is where Cole Phelps inquires the work of Jack Kelso, because Phelps doesn't want to I'm assuming, he never really gives a reason, but I'm assuming Phelps doesn't want to be associated with Leland Monroe, so he's kind of just having Kelso do his dirty work. So you get to play as Kelso from here on out, and it's just not a good move, because you find all this super rewarding stuff with Kelso that he has no knowledge of because it's Kelso. But if it were Phelps, you'd get real aha moments, you know, but since it's Kelso, he doesn't know what's going on, he doesn't know the grand scheme of things, and he just trusts everyone.
I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou.
So this part of the game is where it kind of gets kind of screwy, and this game really could have used an extra. Actually, they could have taken. It could have used an extra case, is the thing. Because it seems kind of rushed, as everything. Everything just kind of comes all together and it's just pulled out of a hat. And it's just, I don't know, I would have done it differently if I had time to really sit down and think of all the options and write screenplays and everything. Which, I mean, I do, obviously, but I'm not going to do that. If I had the months and months of time that the people from this game did, I could have came up with something better that tied everything up nicely.
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He's a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. Really, but it's too late. Years too late.
See, if I got the deadly forming questions right, that would have been a 5-star case. An arson 5-star case very rarely ever happens. I like how I screwed up on Dudley Foreman, who was easy as pie to get right, but I aced Monroe, who was hard as not pie to get wrong. Yeah. $0 in injuries. I didn't hit anyone. That's fantastic. So I got a 4-star on this one and the last one, which is really good for arson, because usually you get like 2- and 3-star ratings for arson. But I still think Vice is harder than arson as a desk. I don't know. If I could rearrange things, I think I would have made Vice the last desk. But I don't know. I'm tired of talking. Okay, this has been Los Angeles Noire, Part 7. And Part 8 will probably come in a timely fashion. I don't know. Part 8 might actually be part final is the thing. If Part 8's not part final, then Part 9 definitely will be. Because there's only 3 or 4 cases left in the game, and I could probably just do it all in one big 4-hour long episode, but yeah. Very impressed with L.A. Noire as a game. Even though it has lots of minor flaws, it's still the number 2 best/favorite video game of all time from yours truly. So yeah. This has been L.A. Noire Part 7. Bye-bye.